There's no free advertising on this show, so make sure that I'm not positive. So make sure that glass is a little covered up. There's a lot of shit on this table.
There's a lot of shit on this. There's a lot of shit on that side.
A lot of shit on this. Like my anxiety. It's too late. Just put it up there. It's too late because we're not doing it. I already hit record. We're doing this now. All right, welcome to another episode of Smacktalk. Leave it on the court. I am your host, Cerebral. It has been far too long since we potted. Way too long since we potted. To my left, I got my co-host D-Mob with me. What's going on, D-Mob?
What's going on, y'all? What's happening?
To my right, we've got some guests in the building.
Oh, yeah.
First, on my far right, I'm going to introduce Josh. What's going on, Josh?
Oh, yeah.
What's going on?
Friend to the show.
Friends.
Yeah.
Good friends.
To my not so far right.
Not so far.
You've heard his voice before on this airwaves.
It's never been not
He's
heard.
back.
He's back.
Brian.
With
how
a
you doing,
glass
buddy?
in his hand.
Great. How about you?
I'm good. Let me just nip this in the bud right now. The last month, Smack Talk has not aired a single episode, but I get the analytics. Y'all have still been listening to this podcast somehow. Thank you.
Keep it going,
dude. We're not gonna talk about.
Let's not talk about numbers.
But we actually, we did work last week.
Hey,
for not an episode in a month, we did work last week.
Hey, let me tell you something.
You know what we did.
Like, come on, man. Come on,
don't lie.
Appreciate it.
So let me get the advertising portion of the show out of the way, so we can just do what we got to do.
We gotta pay some bills.
My bills. Life After, available on all streaming services right now. If you haven't already listened to it, click the link in my bio on my Instagram. That's at The Real Cerebral. My latest music project. I put my heart and soul into this. Shout out Chris Lee. Shout out L.C. Shout out JP. Shout out D-Mob. Shout out
Word.
Josh.
That's all you can tell.
Simba. Shout out Martise Omega. Who else do I got to shout out? Did I shout out Chris Lee? I got to shout out Chris Lee. Chris Lee made every single beat on that project. Life After in stores now. It is my finest piece of work.
You can shout out Joe.
Shout out my engineer Joe. I love Joe. Joe's amazing. I haven't talked to Joe. I haven't talked to Joe since I finished that album. I need to text Joe.
Say hello.
Check on him. Check on him.
I do need to check. Yo, all my artists out there that are listening to Smack Talk, befriend your engineer, please. They are people too, and they do the most important part of your music. I cannot stress that enough. But enough about that. We have a lot of sports topics that we can touch on. We can go any which direction. It is too early in the baseball season to really talk baseball heavily, but I know Brian wants to get into it because he has been sending me text messages about
what? Like, what is there? Are you talking about
can't tap table. The sound, all that. He has been sending me text messages about his Chicago White Sox on a regular basis.
I don't know why. I really don't.
Why have you been texting me?
The Cubs 3 games better. Congratulations.
I mean, I'm just saying, like,
contending.
You know what? I saw something from
for championships.
Where? What championship?
Anyway, so it's too early to really get into a big baseball debate. Though the crosstown is not that far away. Do not think I don't know that. But we'll get into that when we get into it. Let us start with NBA playoffs because that is. I mean, we missed an entire round of playoffs,
and
because
it's probably going to be the best round in this whole.
I don't think so. I think this round is the best round.
You think so?
I think so. I absolutely think the second round is better. Because especially in the Eastern Conference, there are teams that don't belong in the playoffs that are playing. And the Bucks and the Celtics prove that.
Well, the Raptors and the Sixers deserve to be there.
Well, I'm talking about in the first round, not the second round.
What, the Pacers and stuff?
Yeah, I mean the Pacers without Victor Oladipo, that was I saw that coming. And then Detroit against the Bucks.
Blake Griffin,
no chance.
Blake Griffin was hurt the whole series.
Yeah, he was. So I can't knock both.
All of those games were blowouts.
Real quick, shout out to Blake Griffin for real.
Stand up guy. I like Blake.
Like he's probably one of the most underrated players, I would say, in the NBA.
I don't know if he's underrated because people are waiting for him to be rated.
It is that he came in the game with
all the hype.
I mean, more like all the highlights, less than
there was hype with it too, bro. The preseason that he got hurt, he was
Yeah, but I did, like
destroying
I said,
people.
I never looked at him being like a championship. I'm gonna lead the team here type stuff. But this year, I gotta
he
give him
puts up
props.
the numbers. He just doesn't get recognized.
Nah,
Well, now that he's in Detroit, he gets no recognition whatsoever. People
He's
forget
really
he's
put
there.
he really put that team
with
on his
Detroit
back.
sports in general. Think about it.
Oof.
That's not shade
The
being thrown.
last time they won a
Look at
title,
players like Calvin Johnson.
Yeah.
That is shade being thrown, and I'm going to hear about that.
go
But
ahead.
that's
let it be known.
I get phone
Let it be
calls
here.
about like real quick. I get phone calls about people being upset about some of the takes on this podcast.
I mean, hell, they want to come on here and talk their stuff.
They don't live in the state.
Well, then they can call in.
Call in.
No, they can't.
That's
I refuse to have bad audio on this podcast. That's how this podcast started was with bad audio. I refuse to let
gosh.
that continue.
I was just saying.
But let's go to the matchups that are happening now. So first and foremost, we're 2 games into Warriors Rockets, the rematch of the Western Conference Finals. The Warriors are up 2-0, but all they did was Holt's home court.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody here at this table actually watched game 2, but there was a very controversial swipe of James Harden's face, and his eyes were red and teary-eyed for the remainder of the game.
When you say controversial, like, what do you mean by that?
Controversial as far as like Draymond Green's scratching his eyes.
It was
more or less.
like when you watch the replay, it was an accident.
Oh no, it was definitely an accident, but it's Draymond Green, so no one's gonna look at it like it's an accident.
Draymond, he has too much of a reputation for bad stuff.
I mean, if you're a referee and you're watching the replay, man, you could like tell it was an accident. But I get what y'all saying. Like, I mean, anything that dude do, he can make a dude accidentally trip out of his toe and bam.
Exactly.
Looked at.
It's his reputation that makes it controversial, not the fact that it happened. It's just who he is and all that. But the Warriors did what they're supposed to do. They're up 2-0, but now it shifts to Houston. And what's your guys' thought as far as this series?
I wouldn't be surprised if Warriors freaking sweep them. I really wouldn't be
The way Kevin
surprised.
Durant's playing right now.
That and on the fact that like the Houston Rockets could have won first game and the second game. Honestly, they only lost by like 3 points.
6 in game 2 and like 3 in game 1.
The big thing was the referees in game 1. If
Of
you
course.
remember.
Yeah,
They said
yeah,
the
yeah.
referees
You gotta let
gave them
Harden
advantage.
has to be able to land.
At the end of the day, like all that fouls they wanted and all that stuff, y'all still had a chance to win the game. You know what it brought me back to? Remember when J.R. Smith held the ball timeout and Cleveland kind of had a chance to win? That's the same thing as what's happening with these Houston Rockets in the sense of this. Y'all should have just
Play ball.
That's it.
Yeah.
Don't
Play
even
ball,
worry about
handle
what's going on
Yeah.
with the ref. Handle
Don't
your
worry about the
business.
referees. You got to handle
And
your business.
that's the reason why I said that I don't think they got a chance now, because I think it's out of the
Because
window.
there's no way you're going to go back into Golden State and win.
You know what I'm saying?
It depends on James Harden.
I think
that
that
too.
I think them being so vocal about the refs being the reason why they lost the game only hurt them, because referees have egos and they have pride. They don't like you bad mouthing them.
Yep.
So you only basically you going at the refs like that, and CP3 bumping the ref is.
And that's another thing. I didn't feel like he ran out of bounds. He was like falling off. Like,
Oh
it
no,
didn't
he
look like
bumped the
a
ref.
butt. I
No,
couldn't
he
tell. I
bumped
was
the
just
ref.
like,
He bumped the ref and then he started yelling at him.
I mean, I saw the
It's
yelling.
the playoffs, man. You gotta expect that kind of
High
emotion.
emotion.
These referees,
You know what I'm
man.
You got to.
I think the referees nowadays are kind of soft, as well as the NBA. But
Well, the
They're
product
throwing
as a
up that
whole is
tech
soft.
Quick.
I think they're
Yeah,
starting to
they
realize
do.
they got more control than they think. You know what I'm saying?
absolutely,
That's
they
why, that's
absolutely
why I feel
do.
like but they
Absolutely.
always had it. But it's like now they really like last night, man. Freaking Draymond Green and Nene got 2 technicals for not even doing nothing.
they
like,
throw the text around quick.
Throw
That's what
te-
Brian
like,
said.
What? Like what?
Yeah.
Like I didn't even touch the dude. All we did was like, of course we're gonna get in each other's face. We're gonna say something, blah blah. What the like they?
I mean,
they
didn't Westbrook
soft
get-
like you said.
Didn't Westbrook get tech for talking to himself?
Did he? I wouldn't be
Earlier in the
surprised.
year.
I wouldn't be
He
surprised.
literally was yelling at himself. I
Hey,
believe he got
you know what? I
tech.
think I did see that
Hey,
game.
he's crazy. Stop that.
it's like,
Don't yell at
it's
yourself
messed-
like that.
It's like when Kevin Garnett was back in the day. He talked to himself every day. Man, talk to the rim.
Yeah.
So he
Yeah.
never
He got
got tech.
suspended like
I
10
am
times a
I
year.
am, I am not walking. When
bad
Kevin
man.
Garnett starts talking to himself, I am staying far away.
Same thing. So, I mean, I guess you
Same
could
thing
look
with
at that
Westbrook. Absolutely, I agree.
Nah, I can't.
So-
Too much fire in there.
So who do we have winning this series? Are we going Warriors?
I said Warriors honestly in 5 to be. I'm gonna give Houston 1 game.
Warriors in 5. Josh?
Harden will get like 51 games.
I
know what I'm
think
saying? One
Harden to
game
get
you'll
2 50-point games. I'm gonna go Warriors in 6.
6.
I'm I'll go Warriors in 6 just because I think that they'll sneak out too. The way that they played in the first round, I don't think they're laser focused yet. That being said, I have another bet on Warriors Rockets, and I'm getting my money this time.
You're not getting money.
I'm getting my time. We're not supposed to say names.
Oh, we're not getting.
Will Houston ever get? Will Houston ever come out of the Western Conference? Is my question.
No.
Until that dynasty gets broken up, no.
Yeah. What are you talking about? The Warriors dynasty?
Yeah, if you have KD, Curry, and Clay there,
They're not winning.
they're not gonna.
I agree with that, but I think honestly, looking at this year, I think last year was probably their best chance. Like, I don't think it's gonna happen.
CP3, he's getting old.
Yeah,
The way that the Rockets offense is designed, more so this year than last year.
33s a game.
I'm talking about it's a lot of isolation and it's a lot of hero ball, and you cannot win a championship like that.
Yeah, you know it's funny too. Like even when James Harden was last year, he was still putting up nasty assists. This year, it's just been just a lot of points and not much assists.
Think he averaged like 7 assists a game.
But
which is good. Don't get me wrong. But but what I'm saying is like he shoots the ball. He shoots like 30 times a game. You wear yourself out to the point where when you need that same energy deep into the playoffs, you don't have it.
They need a third scorer. And not Eric Gordon.
They need a better system.
A consistent third scorer.
I don't think it's a system, but I think he's right. This got to be another like another option, like maybe another superstar. Because like you said, Chris Paul's getting older. Eric Gordon is not your third man. Nope. What you call it? He's basically your sixth man. That's what he's made for. You got Clint Capella as your down low big guy and everything. You need that. I would have to say like small forward. You need that
wing.
That straight up.
They try and find that in PJ Tucker, but that's not his style. Take over a game.
I don't get it. Don't get me wrong. He's not good enough.
He's that corner three specialist that they.
And that's it. He's a good defender. At the top of that, he makes up Trevor Ariza somewhat. But I mean,
I'm not trying to shit on PJ Tucker, but for what you guys are talking about, he's not that.
No, he's not. That's what I'm saying. Like somebody like. I don't know, like somebody like honestly, if Middleton, like Chris Middleton from the Bucks was there, they would have a shot.
They're going to back up the truck because they're not going to risk losing what they have this year.
What was I can't think of the dude's name from last year.
Who?
Braids, light skin.
Gerald Green.
Yeah,
he's still there.
Is he?
Yeah,
he's just been
still
quiet.
there. He's just been he's not
not getting.
If he can get if he get in the rhythm.
But he hasn't.
He can't be consistent.
Nah,
That's
and then what's messed up?
That's
They use him.
they
still throw him in the games.
Yeah.
So it's just he's just not. Yeah,
consistent.
It depends on how much Eric Gordon and PJ Tucker affect him. Because if they're getting the ball, he's not going to be touching.
But you know what's funny? Eric Gordon can go off. He's a good player, but again, he's your sixth man. He's not supposed to be your.
You shouldn't be relying on that the way that they're relying on it.
Right.
Yeah.
So like I said, if they honestly want to, and you know what's messed up, they ain't got no money to really spend for anybody. Like I said, Chris Middleton.
They gave Chris Paul $40 million.
You know what I'm saying? Chris Middleton is going to be a
Capella too.
Yeah. So Chris Middleton, somebody like him, he's a free agent this year. He can't look to the Houston. They literally ain't got no money for that stuff. But it's players like a player like him they will need for Harden to really do his thing.
Right now would have been a good time for them to keep Carmelo.
I don't think so.
I think they need a score.
Yeah, but that's what they tried last year.
Let me tell you something about Carmelo.
Did they get to the playoffs? Did Melo even play in the playoffs last year?
Yes, he did.
No.
Last year?
With OKC.
Yeah, with OKC.
Yeah,
and he was
OKC.
a dud. He was an absolute dud.
Yeah,
OKC got a rip.
Carmelo Anthony, and I don't think this was the case with Houston, but Carmelo Anthony is a system buster. Mm-hmm. The way that he plays ball and the way he doesn't buy in to the I just want to win a championship.
I don't think he's not buying in. I think he just can't understand it.
Well, he's not a 3-point shooter. That's what people don't understand.
He needs somebody that he respects on that team.
There's
pull him.
There's one person, and it's LeBron.
Yeah, you know who it is.
Up. That's what I was thinking.
If the Lakers would have made the playoffs this year, he'd have been on the Lakers.
If the Lakers were contending, he would have been on that team.
Yeah,
and he would have been a guy who puts up like 18 a game strictly off of LeBron's feet.
I think you guys
15.
are overestimating what
like
Carmelo
13,
is still
15.
capable of doing.
I think he's capable of 13, 15 points per game.
I'll say 13.
That's my thing. I can't see that man averaging 18 and 20. I'm hardly overthinking that.
I've watched him play enough in the last 2 years.
I don't know.
I hardly think that about Derrick Rose when he does that.
We're talking about averaging over an entire season. I'm not saying
in series.
I'm talking about in the playoffs.
Yeah, in the playoffs. I think he'd come in.
If he had LeBron, you don't think he could average 18?
I can 15 at the most.
The attention LeBron's going to get?
I mean,
he's
still
going to be feeding
no.
that ball left and right.
Still saying no.
Next year, I wouldn't be surprised if he's on the team.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's on the team because, LeBron needs somebody to talk to.
We got another series we got to cover. Next series, Denver and Portland.
Let's be honest,
the least exciting series in this.
That's the one I'm only trying to watch. I don't care about any the Golden State, Houston. You already know who's going. It's like at the end of the day, you know who's going.
I agree with Dion.
Like Sixers and Toronto.
That's exciting.
That's
especially
exciting.
after game two.
That's my
after game two,
game,
I'm in it till the end.
Only because Joel Embiid is there. And then what you call the Boston and Bucks. I don't read.
Take that.
It's just no sign that to me.
This is the round for the Eastern Conference that I wanted to see. But we'll get to the Eastern Conference in a second. So Trailblazers and Nuggets.
Dame time.
Dame time. They're down.
And CJ McCollum. That's my dude.
They're down one. They're down 0-1. Game 2 is tonight in Denver. Altitude, all that. Who at this table's been to Denver before?
I've never been there.
Just me.
I've been there.
I've never been there.
Have you been active?
I wasn't active.
Okay.
I walked out though, and I was like,
Some
whoa.
Mars.
Being active in Denver, rough.
Oh yeah, they said like one drink in Denver is 3 or something.
Yeah. So like that. I mean, now Portland is elevated, so it may not in this particular series. It may not be as significant with other series, but Denver has a home court advantage that has gotten them the second seed because their road record trash. Absolute trash.
I wouldn't be surprised if this game go to Game 7. I really wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, it could be a 7-game
Yeah, I think if Portland takes this game, Denver's in trouble right away.
Oh, yeah. If Portland takes this game, they're Nuggets in trouble.
They lost a home game to San Antonio, and they were able to pull it out still, though.
Okay, but who do you think's better, San Antonio or Portland?
I like Pop's game planning to even that up a little bit, but I will say Dame is a game wrecker. Dame is absolutely a game wrecker, and you can't account for that.
You gotta think the game now is fading away from the Spurs system more and more.
It's so crazy that you say that. I don't.
I think we're saying a close of an era.
It's funny that he says that, and then Pops gets a 3-year deal.
I saw
extension.
That.
I wonder if he's gonna is he doing because at first he was talking about retirement. It was supposedly in the air retirement, but now you signed a 3-year deal. My question now is, are you about to try to challenge yourself by changing the offense? So you can't do it the way I do. You don't got Tim Duncan, Parker, or Ginobili, or any of those.
The Warriors' offense is based off of Greg Popovich's offense. Oh, the only difference is that they have better players.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So his system is fine. He just doesn't have the talent.
The problem is that's what he has to get, and you're not going to attract anyone in San Antonio right now.
They strictly draft.
He never has.
That's what I'm saying. They're lucky they got DeRozan.
But what's funny? They got that kid White, who was freaking pretty good.
Came out of nowhere.
In
the true Spurs fashion, they got players that come out of nowhere. Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, you never saw them coming. Kawhi Leonard, you never saw him coming. He just has to find
Danny
players.
Green, lockdown defender, and was hitting on threes.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised next year. I'm gonna give DeRozan a slide this year because to get traded
New
from
system,
Toronto, new system, he
psychologically.
He's not there. Yeah. But I give him. I'm giving him a pass. This next year, I think he'll be a little.
It's the same thing I say. It's the same thing I think is going to happen with Odell when it comes to the Browns. I think psychologically,
you think so?
He should. I think so.
I don't know.
Really?
Odell got his best friend.
Changer.
Yeah, he got a best friend. He got some people.
He at home.
He's with some good people. I expect.
He's been hanging out with Baker a lot. He worked out with him in the last.
I think that's a good.
I think they're trying to motivate him and prepare him for it. But I think mentally. He was so when you sign a long-term deal the season before and you basically decide New York is home and they say, nah, you going to Cleveland.
But I feel like
you going to Cleveland.
I feel like where he was at though, he was kind of fed up.
You know what I'm saying? Like
I think he was ready to go.
Wide receivers only care about touches and money.
And he got money.
He got both.
That's why he signed.
He gonna get both.
But that's the reason why he signed. He wanted the money.
He wanted the money, and he was by far the best receiver on the team, so he got the touches. So, and he was in New York.
I mean, he's still gonna get money.
It's a different culture. If they don't win, which is not a guarantee. Like we play Madden in real life, and we put all these players on these teams. And it was like, yo, this should work.
Yeah,
but it's not guaranteed. This is football. It takes more than just a nice roster to be able to make it work.
Yeah, I remember the Eagles at one time. When
Vince Young said, when Vince Young said they had a super team.
They had a super team.
I felt like they didn't win a game for 2 months.
I couldn't remember. Yeah, they didn't do much.
It's because he's talking too much.
I mean, he's looking at the bigger. He's looking at the smaller picture.
He's looking at the roster. He's looking at the roster. It was like, yo, there's no way that we shouldn't win 12 games, and that's how people are talking about the Browns now. These are still the Cleveland Browns.
They're going to be a 9 or 10 game team.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
They're not going to be 12.
No,
because that system does have to develop. But you got to think. You say like how new to Odell.
Mm-hmm.
He played with Jarvis since high school.
Yeah,
high school.
That's what
college.
I'm saying. He's a little.
Those two are used to being on the outside.
Did they win in college?
LSU. They always win.
I mean,
no.
Who's going to be Bama? Who's going to be Bama? Honestly.
Clemson.
I don't. No. That's not the point I'm making. That's not the point I'm making. That's not the point I'm making. The point I'm making is LSU wasn't as good as it should have been. They didn't shine at LSU like they truly should have, and I think part of that is because they were both on the field.
I feel like Jarvis. I don't want to get off the subject what we was talking about, but I think Landry's a good wide receiver, but I don't think he's nowhere near those top tier wide receivers.
He gets his grabs within 10 yards.
Yeah, he when he's right, he's right, but you can't rely on him.
He's that slant and curl route receiver.
Yeah. My segues are absolutely trash. I'm getting us back on topic. We're talking Portland. We're talking Portland.
Real quick about that.
How we go from Dame time to Jarvis Landry?
On this podcast, anything is possible.
Listen, one thing about the Trailblazers and this Nuggets thing, there's so many layers. If y'all don't really realize it, I see Murray and Harris. Your Damian Leonard and C.J. McCollum. They want to be like those guys. That's what they want.
I agree with you, but that's a weird backcourt to shoot for.
But I'm saying like they're pretty much the image of them. They're small guys. They can shoot the three. They're very quick. But why wouldn't you want to be those guys? Look at what they're doing already. They already took out the OKC. Damian Lillard had took out the Houston Rockets 3 years ago. He knows about getting to the playoffs. I would think they would look up to him at least. And C.J. McCollum could be an all-star, but he's in the West Side.
And just think, you got one more kid getting ready to come back next year.
Porter.
You got Porter.
Yeah. But another
6'10".
If he comes back the way he should be, this team is going to be tough. But another thing is, if Nurkic didn't get hurt, it would be another layer on this kind of thing because he used to be on the Nuggets.
Yeah.
And
he got traded this year.
No, it wasn't. It was last year. I think he got traded because once Joker got his stuff together and they saw what he could do, they told him, "Hey, out of here, boy! You're going to Portland." And I think he would have loved to play in this game. Just messed up.
That player under him to take over.
Yeah,
so not take over, but.
They just saw the better play in the other guy and said, "Listen." And then Nurkic was doing good over there.
So
too.
Denver has home court in this series, and they're already up 1.
Yeah.
Who you got going in the series?
I still got the Blazers. I think CJ and Dame are hungry.
Blazers in 6.
I say, if you want the thing, I say they're 6-2.
Josh.
I can't. I don't want to go against Dame.
It's Dame.
You can be the outside guy saying.
I got Blazers in 7.
Yeah,
I think they're gonna push it out.
Yeah. I got them 7.
I'm gonna go Blazers in 7. I don't trust the Nuggets. I don't think they should have made it out of that first series. To be completely honest with you, but they were the better team. But I'm not gonna ask questions. All right, so we're done with the Western Conference. Now we're gonna go to the Eastern Conference. My shit, and we're gonna start with the 1 seed versus the 4 seed. Boston versus Milwaukee. Game 2 was last night. Milwaukee bounced back. They won convincingly after getting thrashed in game 1. Yeah. So now the series shifts to Boston. What's everybody's thoughts about the series so far, and what's it gonna take to pull it out for either team?
Honestly, the benches. I think it's all about the benches. Like they both need to step up.
The benches and Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving's either gonna make or break Boston in this series.
Well, this is what Boston wanted. They wanted Kyrie in the playoffs,
and that's what they got. Yeah, I mean he's gonna have to. If he wants to show that he can run a team, he's gonna have to play all worldly. Like he's got to be
literally the whole regular season.
30.
The whole regular season hasn't mattered for Boston. It's literally been about with a
playoff.
healthy Kyrie and the rest of that roster in the playoffs.
Got to be on top though.
You know, like
yeah, probably.
They just got if Boston wants to get through this, he's got to be the best player, honestly, in the league. He's got to play like that. He's got to think like that too.
what about Greek Freak? Is there any way that Boston can stop him? Because they slowed him down in game 1, and he came back ferociously and scored 29 and barely played the fourth quarter in game 2.
You're not going to stop him. LeBron factor.
Pretty
You
much.
stop everybody else.
Pretty much.
He barely shoots threes, and he can walk to the lane whenever he wants to.
LeBron James.
Like he said, I'm with
LeBron
Josh,
just
yo.
muscles his way.
Literally, you can't stop him. Put Al Horford like how you've been doing. Crash him anytime he
Going
goes
by
to
him.
You know what I'm saying? Just do what you got to do to let him have to do what he has to do. But everybody, you can't have Chris Middleton shooting 9 threes. I think it was 7 or 9 threes last night. Hit them all. And had like 29 points, looking like the all-star that he is. So you got to slow him down, because if you get him going and you got Greek going,
If both of them are hot,
then you got
you're
a problem.
done. You're absolutely done.
You're pretty much cooked.
Yeah.
I agree.
So, I mean, the rest of those guys, I really don't. We used to have Nico with the Bulls.
He never looked like this.
I
He
never
looked like
but
this.
I don't trust him still.
I don't trust him either.
Never, don't trust him at all. And Bledsoe, I think Bledsoe is a trash player.
He's streaky.
I hope he hears this. You was a trash player, bro. I mean, you'll whoop me in a 1-on-1. I ain't gonna lie, but you was trash.
Oh, you don't want that smoke?
Nah.
I don't think Bledsoe can do anything against Boston.
This is your Smack Talk segment of the week, guys.
But yeah,
Boston guard play is too good for.
yeah, I think they got
Bledsoe.
way too much talent, and they beat them last year. Those confidence guys hit Brown and Tatum. Tatum needs to get off too.
Yeah, Tatum and Brown get rolling.
Yeah, they gotta realize that.
The
They gotta realize that.
Celtics have a lot of pieces, but I think now that the playoff rotations are set, like the players can actually like get into their business, and they have a deep rotation and it works for them. Where all season guys are worried about minutes because you're going deeper into your bench. Well, now it's like, nah, only these 9 guys are playing, so get used to it.
Yep.
I don't know. You got to factor in Kyrie's championship experience too.
When it comes to clutch
he's
time,
got to
I'm
speak
giving
to
him the
these
ball.
young guys and tell them like you need to get down to it. And
It's
another thing I heard from him is
literally-
Marcus Smart.
It's literally what he's there for. He's there for the championship experience, and when the game is close in the fourth quarter, they give him the ball and say, "You show us what to do."
We're gonna move out
That's
the
what
way.
That's literally what he's there for. Not get out of the way, but show us what to do. You lead the
Right.
way. So
How much do you think Marcus Smart being hurt affects them though?
I think it affects them just a little bit.
he's
It's
there.
enough.
He's probably their best on the ball defender.
That's the thing. The energy that he brings to the team and him playing defense,
The only
that
thing,
plays a big factor in the
his
playoffs. An
defense.
energy player can bring a lot out of players that don't even have that type of energy at all.
Absolutely.
I'm kind of mad at Boston, because they starting lineup in the last series. They had Terry Rozier starting. They don't have him starting no more, because they put Kyrie at the 2 and put Terry Rozier at the 1. Let's be real. Kyrie Irving is probably a better shooting guard than he is a point guard.
I agree.
You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
He never was a point guard.
It's
though.
off
Yeah,
the
he
ball,
really wasn't.
bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Brown was the point guard.
their starting lineup the start this series, they started Brown instead of Terry Rozier.
I think they did that for matchups, but I don't know if it's right.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like, y'all should have kept it with that formula. That
Yeah.
literally was just knocking the. I mean, it's the Pacers, but it worked because Kyrie didn't have to worry about bringing up the ball. He's gonna want the ball, but he's gonna get the ball eventually and everything. They
Kyrie's
dominated that
handles
way.
are so sick. I want the ball in Kyrie's hands more times than not.
Yeah.
His decision making leaves some things to be desired, but his ball handling skills, I don't have to worry as much about turnovers.
The ball's on
or
a string
correct.
constantly.
I will say
constantly.
also, like, Gordon Hayward has to show up too. You getting 30 minutes a game, bro. You gotta put in the work.
Is it?
Him and Brown though,
Is
they
it-
had bad series. They had bad game.
Is it? Are we still giving Gordon Hayward a pass for the surgery?
Nope.
I kind of want to, but
This is his first year back.
This is his first year back. I kind of wish that I just wish they didn't start him. If you didn't start him, I would have been okay. But the fact that you started him, I think had a problem with him. Like, I don't know if I should be in the starting lineup. So I kind of want to give him a pass.
I mean, usually when guys come back from like major, you think about Paul George. Paul George didn't really like get back to form for 2 years.
Was it 2 years?
It was 2 years. But that being said, Celtics. I don't think the Celtics have 2 years to wait on Gordon Hayward.
Oh, 2 years Kyrie's in New York.
Not even two.
We talking about that. Look, when we get done with this playoff talk, we are talking about that.
Kyrie's in
Kyrie
New York.
will be gone.
But I think Gordon. This is a wash year for him. He's not. You're not going to get.
Nah.
You're not going to get true Bolton Celtics Gordon Hayward this year.
You
It's
mean-
not going to happen.
You mean Utah Jazz?
Well, yeah, you're not. Yeah, well, you're not going to get the version of Gordon Hayward that you
asked
paid for.
Yeah.
That you paid for.
I
Not
don't
this
think
year.
this year. No, not
No.
this year.
No, not
You
this year.
you may see it next year, and if not, realistically, you probably looking another full season without it. So it's going to be some time. But let's get to predictions for the series. Who does everybody got?
I got Boston going Game 7. It's gonna go to 7 games, I think.
I agree.
I think so.
Giannis
I
is
think
that
7.
tough.
Boston 7.
taking it in 7.
Okay.
I still don't see how you see like.
I think if they get down to Game 7, Giannis is gonna give them hell.
So is Kyrie.
I don't know. I can't say that
But
because
how much has Boston proved that they can have that team that can push through, and then you got Milwaukee. It's always choked in the playoffs.
that and the fact that if they had to go to Game 7, none of them has been there. Like, and the only person that's ever been there was Kyrie Irving, and I can't remember if they went to Game 7 last year with Boston and
They did. They did.
Cleveland.
No. Boston,
Yeah,
Boston,
Boston,
and the Milwaukee went to Game 7 last
Did
year.
they?
Yes.
Yeah, they did.
Okay,
too.
well then look what happened.
Well, but I'm saying, but I honestly
Yeah.
think that has been what's driven Giannis all offseason
Listen,
and all season.
He's gonna have to be. This is his look up his piston compared
Boston
to Michael
has that,
this type
like,
stuff.
Guys that fight. Like, you got to think about it. Jaylen Brown. He's scrappy.
Yeah.
Even though, imagine if they had Marcus Smart being
I think
scrappy
Marcus
in Game
Smart-
7. He's gonna wear people down.
Marcus Smart is the missing key. And
Exactly.
I think that's why the Bucks.
He's that
pulled
tough
out.
guy.
You
He's
got
that
Bucks
Damon
and-
Green.
yeah,
and
You
that,
got Bucks in
7.
7. I got Bucks in 7.
I got Celtics in 7.
I
Deion, stop agreeing with me.
We gotta be on the same page, man. That's how it's supposed to be.
I
versus
put a
them.
lot of faith, I put a lot of faith in Giannis last year in Game 7 because I felt like he should have been the best player on the court then, and he wasn't in Game 7. And I think that this offseason, this season, he has proven that he wants to be the best player in the league. And if it gets to a Game 7, that's when you are supposed to be the best player in the league.
That's where I want
I
him
think
to
he
prove
knows
it
it.
to me. He hasn't proven it to me.
Yeah,
yet.
I'm gonna
This is the year that he's.
let me
got.
let
I
me
think
make
he got a lot of fire.
let
Yeah,
me
he
make
won it
this
a lot.
clear. This is my last leap of faith on Giannis.
Listen, I will say this. I've been preaching this all year. That man is literally the Michael Jordan of Milwaukee right now. He's
Did
got
y'all hear what he
Milwaukee
does
jumping.
like after games and stuff?
No.
Comes down after games, the whole Greek community stays in the stands. He signs all their jerseys.
Oh, he's not the
talks
Michael
to
in
them.
Milwaukee. Then.
Like he
But
really
he's
like
the-
comes out.
He's the
like,
hero. He's
yeah,
the superhero.
He
out
really
there.
is the
Yeah,
hero
yeah.
out there.
Like but he's got.
Now what's up?
I'm gonna let that one slide.
Not Michael,
Laugh.
You know we're right.
What?
He's not the Michael of Milwaukee.
Oh,
If,
no.
if he's
Hey,
staying
listen,
after games
I'm
to
not
sign
talking
stuff.
personality. Let's be real. Michael Jordan was a straight A, you know. But
No, he's an asshole.
I didn't want to use
No,
that.
no,
word.
no,
All right,
I'm saying he
fine.
was an
Explicit
asshole.
language here, Zach.
But
my
like
podcast,
what I'm
don't
saying
cuss.
is like he is
Oh, you do what the hell you want. then.
like he's literally to me
When you pop it.
he's literally to me like probably the third best player in the NBA. Like he's got that flair that dude, I ain't talking to you. I'm here for the Milwaukee Bucks and that's it. I'm not training with you. I don't mess with
I
you.
like Giannis.
Like I
like
like that's what I like about him right now.
He said, "I'm not teaming up."
I'm not teaming up with y'all. I'm not calling nobody. I can carry y'all. I can carry my team by myself.
Not to spark a debate, but you said third best player in the NBA. Who's your one then?
I'm gonna be honest
he
with you.
was
I was
going
thinking
there.
that same thing.
All right,
I know
so
he was about to go there.
I got honestly, I gotta give it LeBron. Like he is
Still number one to you?
like he's
28, 7-7 is a down year.
Spot-
Yeah, he's
spot-
the best player in the league.
And
That was not a down year.
Listen, I'm not a LeBron's fan, but I gotta give props where it's due. Like the man is the man. But I got LeBron, I got KD, then I got Giannis, and then I got Kawhi Leonard. I was gonna put Kawhi at second, but then I remember KD is literally fucking people up in the playoffs.
To be honest with you, we may come back to this conversation at the end of the playoffs.
Listen,
and that ranking may
The only
change.
way I would change it is if he beats the 76ers in the series. If he beats the 76ers, then
Well, we all gave our predictions, so we might as well get to it. We got Toronto and we got Philly. Two of the most, in my opinion, And as far as the Eastern Conference is concerned, two of the most interesting storylines going into the season.
If you said anything with Meek Mills or Drake,
I wasn't going to go there.
Right.
But now that you mention it, Meek Mill can't go to Toronto for these games because his judge is a fuck ass. I said that out loud. I'm not taking that back. That is not the representation of this podcast as a whole, but it is the representation of me. Take that however you want it. I don't care. I've been to Philly. We're not gonna talk about it. No. Never mind. We're not gonna talk about what I want in Philly.
I was gonna say, what is there to do in Philly?
So, strip clubs.
And a whole
no.
And a whole lot of them.
Oh, I heard it in the mic. Anyway,
Everybody live.
Everybody needs to chill the fuck out.
You started it.
Anyways,
so the narrative for Toronto was they couldn't get past the LeBron curse. That all of them, whenever they got into a series with LeBron, he made them all petrified.
It's true. That's not a curse.
No,
what did
I
LeBron say that?
I agree.
Was it last year DeRozan said that?
So what is going on? Do you hear that?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Stop doing whatever somebody's doing. So what ends up happening is LeBron goes to the Western Conference, Toronto celebrates, but then they say, wait, we got to make sure that this happens. Right. So they trade their star player, DeMar DeRozan, for who was presumably 2 years before considered the third best player in the NBA, for Kawhi Leonard.
Coming off an injury.
Everybody said he was healthy. Everyone said he was healthy. He didn't want to play. It was Messi in San Antonio. Kawhi said, you trade for me, I'm not going to stay. They said, we don't care. We just won a championship. So you got that whole scenario.
Drake worked some magic. I don't think Kawhi's going to leave. Drake showed him some shit.
We are going to get to these free agent conversations when we're done talking about the playoffs because I want to touch on that too.
Drake brought him to fucking Magic City.
So
Kawhi Leonard laughing and talking and shit now.
Chill.
Came back to him in the back. His laughing. I see some titties.
So I am so happy to be back potting. I love this. All right. So
that evil ass laugh.
So
it's a villain laugh.
So
bro.
on the other side of this matchup, you got Philadelphia. Yeah. The process. We all know the process. We've been watching the process
for
real
quick. If you make it, when they win the title, is it considered a process? Because the process is complete, right?
Yes. When they win the title, the process.
But his
is complete.
his literally nickname now is forever is Embiid. The process, Embiid.
Because that's when the process finally started to matter.
All right, I just want to go ahead.
Okay. So you've got the process. You've got everybody saying that they should make it to the Eastern Conference Finals this year. Coming off of last year, they were beaten by a better coach team. So they start off the season. They keep getting beat by the Celtics. They get beat by Toronto. Everybody's wondering, okay, are they good enough? They make a trade for the most volatile player in the NBA, and I said the most volatile player in the NBA. Still one of my favorites, Jimmy G. Buckets.
Jimmy B.
Coming off of single-handedly dismantling the Minnesota Timberwolves from the inside, got the head coach fired that loved him.
Had brought him in.
Destroyed the psyche of every player remaining on that team, including Cat. I said it. They brought him into that system, and I'm not going to say that they've blended well, but when they're on the court together, they play really well together.
Who?
Jimmy and the Sixers.
Oh, okay.
That being said, before we get into the series, did you hear what happened with the head coach and Jimmy?
He called him James.
He called him James Butler, and Jimmy said, "That's not my name. My name is literally Jimmy."
He looked pissed. He was mad that he said that. I was trying to figure out, did he say it because he was trying to call him LeBron James, like he did some James stuff, or he thought his name was James?
So no. Well, basically, like James is like the
short end,
it's like the grown version of Jimmy.
Oh, okay.
Like most people, this name's Jimmy. Jimmy's a nickname,
right.
And James is their actual name.
Right.
And Jimmy Butler wasn't having it.
Yeah.
So my name is literally Jimmy.
My mama's name is Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Call me Jimmy.
And he plays hard. He is a prima donna a lot.
He's the biggest diva in basketball.
Exactly.
It makes me
didn't
so
come
mad
out.
too, but I can't be mad at him. He came from nothing, like zero.
It didn't come out till he went to Minnesota.
Right.
No.
He hit it well in Chicago.
No. His last year in Chicago.
His last year it came out.
Yeah.
When
Who was he messing with in Chicago?
When he was clear cut the best player on the team is when it came out.
Yeah. When he became the All-Star.
When he became
became
an All-Star, he was walking around like he could do whatever he wanted.
Like I said, I want to be mad at him, but I can't because this dude, he was an orphan by the age of 12 and literally went from
homeless at one point.
I don't care. That doesn't give you a right to be a dick.
But it doesn't. It doesn't. But like you go to community college, then you get to Marquette, and then you're the last draft pick in the NBA draft or the third pick in the first round draft or whatever.
Last pick in the first round.
Yeah. So, and then you literally start from way at the end of the bench to pretty much sitting next to the coach, and hey, you're the number one guy. I can see why he could be a little bit of a prima donna. I don't want him to be.
Well, what it is, and I can dig into Jimmy's psyche because like I've studied this and I've tried to figure out for the life of me. Jimmy doesn't understand why people just don't work as hard as him.
Yeah, and that's what it seems like because he came from nothing.
Come on, guys, you want to get better? All you got to do is work hard. I did it. Why can't you do it? And he gets frustrated at guys that have talent that don't work hard.
Yeah, because they were just born with it. They were born with it. Like half of these kids are
Jimmy was not born with the talent that he has.
He was not a good shooter.
His biggest argument was Cat. He always thought Cat did not work hard enough.
No, I think it was Wiggins.
Well, Wiggins too.
I think it was more on Wiggins.
Biggest potentials.
Because he
just got thrown to.
He came out like Jimmy came out and said something about Cat. He said Cat, I had no problem with. He never said anything about Wiggins. He has a problem with Wiggins like a motherfucker.
I think what he said was Cat is the most talented player on the team. No. He said Cat is the best player on the team. He said Wiggins is probably the most talented player on the team. I don't think either one of them can beat me. He said along those lines. He said neither one of them can outwork me. He was basically saying, he was like, for all the talent in the world that y'all have, I'm still better.
Didn't they say he took like the second team and beat them?
He took the second team and the janitor.
Didn't they actually put out the video to their practice too?
Nah, somebody said there's
Somebody
a video,
said they leaked it.
It's not shown.
I'm waiting.
If you want to see the actual video, just go to Game of Zones because they pretty much summed it all up as far as I can imagine.
But that's why I like Jimmy is fiery. But you put him on that team with Joel Embiid, who's super fiery, super fun to watch, super fun to follow on social media. You put him with Ben Simmons, who is a cheat code that doesn't know how to shoot. Tobias Harris, that team, JJ Redick, that team is designed to be able to win.
If this coach,
they have no bench.
If the
just run it.
A lot of people are saying that if they don't actually beat Toronto, a lot of people are saying this. That coach is out of there. Coach Brown's going to be out of there.
And guess what? Toronto's a better team.
Like, no. Technically, I would say. Well, all right. I said Philadelphia has probably the third best starting lineup in the league, and if he can't win them, like if he can't win with those guys, then you got to go, bro.
They have the third best starting lineup in the league, and I'm not going to argue with you about that. But none of their players are as good as the best player on Toronto.
I mean, no, of course not. Nobody's as good as he is.
But
Kawhi
this is
Leonard's
a team
their
sport.
best. It is a team sport. Like, Kawhi Leonard cannot carry that whole team. But
who's better on the Browns?
Players that I rank in the top 5, and Kawhi, and you've already said Kawhi is a top 5 player, correct?
Yeah.
Players that I rank in the top 5 are capable of wrecking an entire game all by themselves.
Yeah,
they make other players great.
They don't need. They make other players great, but they don't need to make other players great. They can do it themselves.
That's very true. I agree with that.
Naturally.
But not when you're going up against a roster of certain people across from you. If it's if there's one superstar over there,
Kawhi Leonard literally was destroying the Warriors all by himself until he hurt his leg.
I will give you that.
They were up by 28 that game.
They were petrified of that series.
But you know what's messed up about that series? It was one game. And we don't know what could have. If he would have been healed up, then that you have your argument. Cause then we would have like an actual resume. But one game can't say much.
It's actually because he got hurt that I can have my argument.
No, I mean but it's just an injury. I
can get what Deion's saying because you got to think about the Boston and Milwaukee series right now. Blowout.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Spurs
I
just
understand.
blew them out the first game and all of a sudden get swept the rest of the way.
I understand what you're saying, but that's not what happened. Well, that is what happened. But but Kawhi didn't play the rest of those games, so I can't have my argument the way I want to.
Can we look at the Raptors? They got 2 All-Stars. You got
one and a half.
Hold on.
1.5.
One quick question.
Yeah.
What the hell is Lowry thinking doing a nutmeg,
nutmeg
for a game with the game on the line?
I watched the replay. I'm like, is he trying or is he like it's an accident? I couldn't tell, so I was just like,
That's
wrong
some shit you
idea,
see at
man.
LA Fitness for real.
bro. Like I can't believe, and you try to do this on
That's
somebody
what
that's
does at LA.
I'm not gonna say anything.
I'm gonna say this, and then we're gonna get back to the series. If Kawhi Leonard doesn't stay in Toronto, it is purely because of Kyle Lowry.
And I wouldn't be surprised, man. I think it's
For everything else that everybody's saying about why Kawhi doesn't want to be there and all this other stuff, Kyle Lowry has not had a great playoffs as a total so far.
I'll say, when has he? In general.
True. Absolutely true. That being said, game one.
Sorry, I'm watching this.
Hey, we all just got silent for a minute. Like,
So
I'm looking at my computer. I'm like,
He's
that's
looking at Lowry's thing.
yeah, seen the nutmag.
No, not me.
Is it me?
I do not.
I hear it.
all right, there is a lot of
costs in
difference
the
from all
game,
these
yeah.
tables. Anyway,
It is what it is.
stop moving.
Stop.
Everybody, stop moving. Somebody's moving. Anyway, I apologize for that god awful audio that you guys just heard. I'll probably cut that out. What's 45? Got it.
Cubs up 11-0. Just Schwarber just hit another.
Hit another one.
Actually, sacrifice fly to the left. But
Okay. Anyway, so game one, Kawhi Leonard did whatever he wanted.
Yeah,
Jimmy Butler
yeah.
was the victim of a lot of those points.
But he gave it right back.
But he gave it right back in game two. He dropped 30 on his own.
Don't
And,
get that dude started on being, hey, I'm the man right now. Give me the ball because he will take over.
So Jimmy versus Kawhi, I'm picking Kawhi every single time. That being said, now the series shifts to
Jimmy Butler's
Philly.
a poor Kawhi Leonard.
He's a very poor man's Kawhi Leonard.
I wasn't very, but
he's
he is a poor.
a very poor man's Kawhi Leonard.
I don't like he's a yeah.
I have seen Kawhi Leonard steal a ball without looking
With his long
with his long tarantula. hands.
That's his advantage right there. Is on goddamn fingers. You get slapped by him from a distance.
So now we shift to Philly. I can't say that Philadelphia is that much of a home court advantage. They booed him out in the first round. So
Yeah, with the Nets and all.
yeah, when they lost to Brooklyn. So 1-1 right now.
One
Shifting.
quick thing though, for
Sure.
Brooklyn, D'Lo, hell of a season.
Yeah. No.
Oh, congrats! Shout out to D'Lo.
He's
man.
a free agent too. I think he's gonna stay, but it'd be crazy to see if somebody throws a bag at him.
I think
Someone's gonna throw it back.
somebody's gonna throw a bag. I know Nets will, but
Brooklyn's a good place for D'Lo.
it is. But
It is.
like I said, it's all about getting paid. Like he's gonna be looking.
Oh,
at
he's
the
gonna
money.
get paid.
That's what I'm saying. Nets are gonna pay him, but
Yeah.
somebody else is gonna try to throw one at him too.
But shout out to D'Lo, definitely. So, what do you guys think the rest of the series is going to happen? What needs to happen for either team to win, and who's going to win?
Sixers and B's got to be that MVP player that everybody thought he would be. I mean, he's injured a little bit, but if he really wants to help them, he's got to be 30 plus a game. There's nobody out there besides Gasol, that can probably guard him. But Gasol is
He's older.
30.
He's older.
35. You're literally.
Embiid should dominate him.
He should be
Hands
dominant.
down.
Now, I'm not trying to call Gasol like he's weak or anything because Gasol is probably their best pickup next to Kawhi Leonard this year. So I think Embiid will literally could eat him up, but he just gotta play well. So I think it's Embiid. He's gotta be that guy.
It's gonna come down to a role player in that series.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah.
It's gonna be whoever shows up big for like 2 games.
Siakam.
No, for real, him.
Yeah.
See,
I wasn't saying that as a joke.
Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris will be
gotta
a
be
big key to it.
It's Tobias Harris a role player?
No.
You say no.
He could be a 2 guy for a 1A guy.
Is he a 2 guy in Philly though?
It's hard to say that because you got Ben Simmons, you got Joel Embiid, you got Jimmy Butler. That's why this is like third best starting lineup.
I think a big factor for them though is going to be JJ Redick. Honestly,
Yeah,
if you have him hit
He's
the
a role
three,
player.
he's a role
No,
player.
but I'm saying he can help them spread the floor because if they're worried about him, they're going to be fighting through screens and all of a sudden lose a backdoor cut. and easy buckets are going to happen.
I think for me, the biggest thing with this matchup is whoever gets hot on the 76ers, Toronto has a cheat code for it. They basically look at it and say, Kawhi, go guard him for the rest of the game. Because he can play both sides of the ball the whole game and not get
You're going
tired.
to take Kawhi off of Jimmy?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Jimmy can get cold. Jimmy is fully capable of getting cold.
Absolutely.
But is Jimmy going to say anything? Oh, Kawhi's off of me. Now I'm going to get hot.
Jimmy, I can see Jimmy like
His
taking
head's
over.
going to get up there.
But they still got Danny Green.
Danny Green can guard. Siakam can guard. Powell. He's a decent defender.
They have switches that they can do that are going to work.
I get that.
So I think that you can put Kawhi on just about anybody on that lineup and just not have to worry about it and just say, this is what we want you to focus on.
If they didn't lose Scott, if Scott comes back, Michael Scott.
Shout out Michael Scott.
On my jump shot. All right. Michael Scott, if he comes back because he is injured, they didn't give a timetable when he come back, but it's not serious. If he comes back, it could go Game 7. I believe so.
Josh, what's your key?
Fred Van Fleet.
Okay.
If a man's can get hot, I'm gonna give Toronto the series.
Toronto series. All right, so I'm start with you, Josh. We're gonna switch it up this time. Who you got in the series? And how many games?
Toronto got it. 6 games.
Brian.
Going Philly in 7.
Ooh.
D.
What's yours?
I'm
Don't agree with
Why
me.
you-
And I
I'm
swear to
going-
God.
I'm going Toronto 7.
You on Toronto 7?
Yeah.
I think Toronto in 6.
Holy hell.
And
disagree.
I wanted,
had to
and I will
try.
say this:
I
I
can't
was
go
rooting.
against Kawhi right
I was
now.
rooting for Philly at the beginning of the
I
season.
was too. I actually rather see Philly. Because honestly, Toronto had no reason to be going any farther. Because you're about to lose Kawhi Leonard. It's like,
No, this is the perfect reason.
no, they shouldn't. Because it's like I don't want him
Okay,
in Toronto.
let's get to it. We're out of playoff talk. We talked all the playoff rounds. What is there any chance Kawhi stays?
Hell
in your
no.
opinion,
Hell no.
they make it to the finals.
Hell no. He's gonna say, "Here you go. I got y'all somewhere. I'm out." He's gonna be that mythical, like he's gonna be that legendary guy that came to Toronto and took you to the finals. And
To be honest, though, he's never
You remember that
Yeah.
one time?
You remember that one? Like that's their story for the rest of the year. Like you can forget about Vince Carter, they highlights. They're gonna talk about Kawhi Leonard taking them to the finals, and that's about it. And he's out of there.
Go ahead, Brian.
I think he's leaving too.
You think he's leaving?
Why would you stay in Toronto?
You know?
Drake.
Where is he going?
Okay, so
Where is he
yeah.
going?
Where's he going?
He wants to go to the West Side. I don't know where on the West Side. Hell, he could go to
he
Sacramento
did say
Kings.
Clippers.
He could go.
that
That's
is-
why
that
I
is
think
projected.
that's why I think
Clippers can be a dangerous team if they
You know?
pick up one guy.
he could go to the Kings, bro. They got a nice little young squad over there.
Mm-hmm.
Now nobody's saying that hey, the Kings are a real nice place to go, but it's in the West Side, it's in California.
Sacramento's trash, but all right.
But it's still in California. He's at least home where he like somewhere in the area. So
Doesn't mean he has to live out there.
right, you don't have to live out there.
If he was to leave Toronto, I think it's only to go to the Clippers. And that would make sense because they made the playoffs this year as an 8 seed. You add Kawhi Leonard, I think that catapults them to at least a top 3 team.
Funny.
But realistically, you weigh it out. You don't know how the chemistry of all that's going to work out. You don't know your relationship with Doc Rivers. Is that all going to work out? I think Kawhi has enjoyed his season in Toronto, legitimately. And I think that if they make it to the finals and let's just say, for what's and giggles, that they're able to win a championship, it's really hard to leave that situation. And if you make it to the finals, it's hard to leave that situation too, because it's like, can I get this close on another team?
Especially in the Western Conference.
Especially in the Western Conference, where it's a gauntlet to get to the conference finals, let alone the finals. So I think that they're going to give him the key to the city, and Drake is going to walk him to the ceremony. That's why you have Drake as an ambassador of the team. It hasn't gotten you anything up to this point, but this is the time where you basically pull Drake into the office, like, look, he can't leave.
Look, I don't think
Whatever you
I
need to do.
don't think Drake has any influence on
Think it
Kawhi. I don't think he shows Kawhi like man, look at this, what we got here. I just really feel like Kawhi Leonard says to himself,
he's back off the road.
He feels some type of way. He wants to be home. This dude, his father passed away in Compton. I think he has a certain connection with Cali that he wants to be out there with his friends, his family. The dude doesn't even talk. I think he feels alone where he's at. He doesn't have
No, that's not
friends.
true. He went on Serge Ibaka's podcast.
Okay, let's not start about that.
He's talking a little more.
He is talking
a
more.
little more.
He's definitely talking more.
I think it's because he got to build his brand. Everybody wants to build their brand. This is a good time.
Kawhi is not a build your brand player.
He was.
not.
Look, he did a Michael Jordan commercial a while back with Nipsey Hussle.
First off,
Like-
Kawhi's Jordan
Or
brand
actually, I
commercial.
think it was Gatorade commercial. Either one.
His Jordan brand commercial with can Kawhi guard Kawhi was brilliant. First off,
What? I didn't get to see that one.
it was like 2 years ago. It was before he got hurt. It was like can Kawhi guard Kawhi? Mm-hmm. And it was literally showing like his offense and his offensive highlights and his defensive highlights, and it's just like, damn, it's a good question,
Right.
And that's dope.
Mm-hmm.
He's the first major athlete to sign a New Balance.
Yeah, like he's also taking risks. Like this dude, like New Balance. Like I ain't gonna lie, I used to rock New Balance.
Here's
back
the
in
But
day.
did you ever play ball in New Balance?
Hell no.
Okay.
In Toronto, you got Kyle Lowry is like your next.
Your next
All-star.
star guy. I
Do
think.
you-
I think.
Like I said, 1.5.
But do you have faith in staying there? You got to think in Kawhi's shoes. Do you have faith in staying there that you and Kyle Lowry can go and win championships together?
They would have to get rid of
Absolutely
Kyle Lowry.
That's what the season is about. If you can get close enough with Kyle Lowry, then that answers that question.
And
if you can't, then it answers the question also.
I think they still might get rid of Kyle
They
Lowry.
should.
Look, this is what it
They
needs to be.
absolutely should.
If you want Kawhi Leonard to stay, this is what has to happen. Kyle Lowry's got to get. It's got to be gone. Try to pick up Mike Conley. Bring Gasol back. Gasol has 1 year also, so he can either leave or stay there. But I think he's going
Yeah, I
to try to
think he
leave.
has chemistry with Conley too.
And
And they're both defensive-minded players.
And those two are hungry right now to get a championship or compete in the
Because they know
playoffs.
they're at the end of their career.
That's the
Who
only way I
else is
see keeping him.
There's a couple other free agent point guards.
Kemba Walker.
Kemba Walker. He can
D'Lo.
stay, and he wants to stay. He should stay in the East some way somehow.
D'Lo.
D'Lo, yeah. I mean, listen.
I mean,
I can see Drake influencing D'Lo to come.
I
to
can
the
see
Suns.
that happening.
That's easy. That's
I can
easy
see that
for him.
happening easily.
You know what I'm saying? But again, like
Imagine them in throwback jerseys.
There's another point guard that's slipping my mind. That's,
Kyrie Irving's a free agent too.
besides
Derrick
Kyrie.
Rose is a free agent.
There's in
We all-
Chicago.
yeah, Derek's coming home. All right. Let's figure out this free agency. So where do we think people's going?
Much, but
I heard you guys say Kyrie is going to New York.
absolutely.
I'm so
question.
iffy on that.
Let me tell you something about this.
Depends. on Boston.
Anytime I hear a player going to the Knicks, I get skeptical because it usually starts from a Knicks fan. I've been hearing for the last 5 years who's going to New York in the offseason, and guess what? None of them ever go to New York. I'm not saying that Kawhi is going to be any different. I hear Kevin Durant's going to the Knicks. I hear Kyrie's going to the Knicks. I hear Jimmy's going to the Knicks. I'm being 100% honest with you. I don't think any of those players are going to go play for the Knicks. It is a disorganized franchise. They've not proven any kind of positive steps
like
in the
Chicago.
last 5 years.
Does Melo go
Absolutely.
back?
Like Chicago.
If that's the only place that lets him play, yes. Melo will go back because he wants to play. I think
That report I think came out like yesterday.
that should not happen.
I think that
But I'm saying I think that report came out like yesterday and Melo going back to New York.
Yeah, nah.
Melo tried to chase a championship. It didn't work for him.
Yeah, well, he wanted to
So
go
went to
outside.
Chicago.
Okay, man.
Yeah, Bulls fans
Shoulda
everywhere are
came.
still saying that.
At that time frame, you would put him in the system.
You would have put him in the system. That would have been right around the time Jimmy was coming of age. You had Derrick Rose was finally back. You had Nico was finally in the fold. You had anything else that I say is going to be
Noah still
negative.
played defense then.
Noah still played defense. You still had Taj. They advertised Doug McDermott, but we're not going to go there. Dougie.
Doug McDermott.
That was the thing.
What is he doing right now?
He's on the Pacers.
He's on the Pacers.
And the only reason why I know that is because I went to a Pacers game and I saw him on one of their things. And I was like, oh, shit, that's where you at now.
All right.
Freaking the league.
So yeah, all right. So these are some of the free agents. So you
what's
got
the
you got all right on the. I'm just gonna try to focus on the main guys on the Boston Celtics. Kyrie Irving, he's leaving. So
We don't even got to talk teams, just names.
Well, I'm just trying because it's going by teams, like who's going to be a free agent.
Oh,
So right now you got Kyrie Irving.
okay.
Where y'all think he's going?
Either New York or staying in Boston.
I don't think he's leaving Boston.
You don't think he's leaving?
I think all of this is a smokescreen, but he's not leaving Boston. Do I think he's disgruntled? Absolutely. Do I think he thought about leaving at some point in time? Yes, but I don't think he's going anywhere.
Do you think there's a chance he teams back up with LeBron? After his comments, he made a few comments.
Yeah, he said, I
not
didn't
that-
realize how hard it was to lead a team.
If he goes there, I feel like that's going to mess up with those young kids because that's another.
that means-
Well, those
that
young
means-
kids got to go.
I mean,
But no,
no,
that
I
means
mean,
they're going to be gone.
No,
I mean,
they got room for one max player.
they'll
I
keep
think,
Kuzma. I think out of that entire group.
and then they just trade everybody else.
Here's the problem. Those young kids no longer trust that front office, and they no longer trust LeBron. So they need to go anyway.
Right.
So you might as well bring Kyrie into the fold and just start saying, all right, we're having a, garage sale. Come get whatever you want.
All right.
That being said, I don't think Kyrie's going to go join LeBron.
All right. D'Lo. I mean, he's
That was the other point guard.
yeah. D'Lo, he's a free agent. I think he's going to stay. I mean,
He's either
no reason.
staying put or going to Toronto. I could see Toronto shaking that up.
That's not a bad place to go for him if he wants to.
If
get.
he's thinking strategically, if he wants to win, Kawhi Leonard stays.
He basically going to like the same situation, but with better players in some way.
It's a much better situation.
Yeah. Well, it's just like if
The-
Kawhi, say
the
Kawhi
problem,
does
yeah,
leave.
it's only a better situation if Kawhi is still there.
I said it's like I said. If Kawhi stays, it's a better situation. If Kawhi leaves, then I think it's it's still an okay situation.
Then it's similar situations. Yeah, I give you that. D'Lo, I got staying because they're going to give him the key to the city to make sure he stays. Brooklyn hasn't been to the playoffs for 4 years, so they're going to do everything they can to keep the best player to make sure that they're back there next year. You got that big ass stadium. You got to have playoff
The only
games.
big but I have with that, who are you going to bring to Brooklyn to make them stay? If, say, someone like Toronto says, like, hey, come here, you're going to play with Kawhi.
You throw a big enough bag at them, I don't think you gotta not all players not all players are holding you hostage to bring in more talent. Some of them are like, what are you gonna pay me? And we'll see what happens afterwards.
What you call it? There's a lot of people saying that if you're thinking about going to the Knicks, you really should go to the Nets. Like that's what a lot of people are trying to push. Some of these players
You're
to.
still in New York and you're in a much better organization.
All right. Kemba Walker.
He should
in the
leave.
corner.
He should
Needs to
leave.
get out.
He should
he,
leave.
he needs to leave.
Somebody, I guess, some hidden.
He needs to play for a team that can beat LeBron.
Some hidden executive said that whatever the Hornets does with Kemba Walker, they're going to be fucked. That's what they said. This is like nobody says who said this, but it was like one of those executives in the NBA said that no matter what they do with him, they're still going to be fucked. Like, so if he stays,
if he goes,
it doesn't
they're
really
screwed.
matter.
And I agree with that. I
If
agree
he
with that
stays,
wholeheartedly.
they're going to be where they're at.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
not-
Which
it's
is
not gonna
in
change.
limbo. They're in limbo. They need to be as terrible as possible so they can get an actual
But
impact player.
Then if you trade him, what are they honestly going to get in return? Because who wants to go to Charlotte?
It's not about who wants to go.
I mean, well, it's not
As
even.
an owner,
He's
I'm
not
trading.
even.
I'm trading.
It's gonna
Well, that's the
factor
thing. He's a free
GM, I'm
agent.
trading.
It's not even up to that. Like he can walk.
Yeah.
He has all the ability to walk. I mean, literally, the only way that. And first off, Charlotte is a great city.
yeah. I can say that.
I got nothing negative. Until you go to Charlotte, you can't bash Charlotte. Trust
But
me.
no, I'm saying about playing there.
Playing there, I mean,
Maybe he goes down to NOLA.
New Orleans. That's only if Anthony Davis stays, though.
If Anthony Davis stays.
Anthony Davis there for 1 year.
Like,
That's
So
a
the
That's a
problem.
one of
big
the
but.
biggest question marks.
You know?
The
right now
problem
in
the
free
problem is that
He
you
might get
can
traded this year, this summer.
The problem is you can rope a player into and saying something like, you know what, so and so is a free agent next year. You know, if we bring you into the fold, you guys have great chemistry. You can help us convince him to stay. Yada yada yada.
See that?
And guys will sign for that. Guys will sign off of that at hope and believing like, yeah, I'm going to build chemistry with this guy and he's going to stay. And oh, he's gone. Who did that happen with? That happened with.
I feel like that's a LeBron team.
I feel like almost that was Paul George, but it's technically Westbrook was still there, so he didn't really go. Or no, I guess I don't even know. I thought that for a minute, but I guess it doesn't really fit that scheme. I can't remember.
There's a handful of times.
There's a few times I can't remember who it was that came over and just say, "Oh
Like
wow,
a
you're just
big
gonna
one, I
bounce
just
on
can't
me."
think of it.
I can't think of it either, but it will come to me eventually. And when it does, I'm
Was it
gonna
like Vince Carter with the
Just
Nets or
screaming.
something like
I
that?
don't fucking know. But yeah, so I think that Nola can get Kimba to the Pelicans, basically saying it's like, look, we're trying to improve this team.
You gotta
keep
lock in
Anthony.
AD.
See, the thing with me is that, like, the only thing I can think of though for Kemba Walker is if you go to the West, you will not be an all-star. That's why I feel
That's
like
okay. That's okay.
Is it? Like, because if you go to that
as
team,
long
and y'all
as
don't
you're winning,
improve,
if you go and you win, I don't care about being
and
an
what
all-star.
happens if you don't win? If you're not winning,
Then you're just making a lot of money.
Like instantly when you said that, I thought of like 4 point guards immediately.
you know what I'm saying? And you still got Devin
And that's
Booker, who
without
deserves
hesitation.
it more than anybody.
100%.
You know?
As being an all-star?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm just saying, like, stats-wise, I mean, there's some players that probably shouldn't have been like, I'm not going to take it from the guys that didn't go.
All right,
but,
you want to talk stat stuff, and let's get into Devin Booker. You want to talk stat
Wait.
stuff, and let's
I
get
love
I
Phoenix,
love
man.
it. Like, it's stat stuff, like, scoring and stuff in, I can't be mad at him.
I love Phoenix, man. I don't know what they need.
They need a better owner.
to blow it up.
They need a better owner.
The whole thing.
They need to get rid
They
of that
need to
owner.
keep D-Book, Ayton, and just blow
Honestly,
everything else
I
up.
don't even know if you need to keep Aiden. Just keep Devin
Nah,
Booker.
one year.
Get,
It's
like,
1 year.
the town of
give you
Phoenix
that.
needs to go and to the owner of the Phoenix Suns and tell him, listen, leave town right now.
'Cause let me
Leave
tell
the
you.
team,
Let me
but
tell you.
leave the
Let me
team
tell
right
you why
now.
that's not. Let me tell you why that's not going to happen.
It's not.
because most people that live in Phoenix
Yeah.
aren't from Phoenix.
True. But there's some people that are loyal. Like, Phoenix Suns used to be like
I know.
the Phoenix Suns used to be kind of a powerhouse in the West. They never really won a title, but they were still a tough team out there. You
That
remember
team
that?
with
There's some
Steve Nash, Sean Marion,
Steve Nash,
Amari Stoudemire.
man.
Leandro
My
Barbosa.
squad, boy. Them dudes used to be some. They used to be a squad, and then Charles
Barbosa
Barkley
was so good in
took them to the
2K.
finals one time.
Yeah, that what happened when Charles.
I
Barkley
mean,
took
let's
them to
not
the
talk
finals.
about what's going on after that. It's Mike Jordan. Ain't nobody gonna stop him.
Michael took Charles out for some steak, and dubbed him.
All right, Isaiah Thomas. I just wanted to throw that. I'm just.
Well, I'm not even answering that question.
All right, so Golden State, Kevin Durant.
He played 5 games for the Nuggets.
I'm not even. I feel bad for the man.
Do you
Real talk.
think KD actually leaves Golden State?
Look, KD, Klay Thompson, DeMarcus Cousins, all 3 of them are free agents this year.
I think Boogie's gone.
Boogie's gone by default.
I don't think Boogie's gone on the sense of what happened to him this playoffs.
That I was actually going to agree with you
Yeah.
because he's going to be in the same boat this offseason as he was last year.
And if KD or Klay leaves, then they can throw the money at DeMarcus. But
I don't think Clay's going anywhere.
I don't even know. That video you sent me,
Who has a better chance of leaving, KD or Clay?
KD.
Think so?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think Clay.
Yeah.
I think
agree.
Clay's tired of the spot of being underneath that spotlight.
Anywhere he goes, he's going to be the under, like,
Anywhere he
can't-
go. Yeah,
But right
go
now
ahead.
he's in
He
number
can't.
3.
Klay
He could be
Thompson.
number 2 somewhere.
Yeah, like Klay Thompson cannot be a 1A player anywhere. Like it's
Not successfully.
Not successfully. Like he can go
Well,
to
he knows that too.
he can
That's
go
the
to
thing.
Sacramento and be the best player over there. Yet
And never sniffed the playoffs. ever
you know,
again.
like no, they'll probably get into the playoffs because they got some good pieces over there.
De'Aaron Fox been killing
Fox,
this year.
what you call it? You got another Splash brother and Buddy Hill.
No. If
Call
he
it-
leaves Golden State, the name stays. in
No,
Golden
there's much.
State.
I'm just saying.
The
call it
Splash
what
Brothers
you want
stays
over
in
there.
Golden State.
The Crown Brothers, I don't care, yo. Like it's just he'll have another.
Yo,
Easy.
Like it's whatever. It could happen because he's got another 3-point shooter, but he ain't no 1A. So I think Clay stays because him and Curry build a dynasty over there, and eventually Steph is gonna leave first before he leaves.
Steph is never leaving Golden State.
No, I'm talking about like retire or whatever.
Well, only because of his
See,
ankles. But yeah.
Steph is Golden State entire career.
They should treat Klay Thompson as the other guy.
I think they want to, but I think the only reason why Clay would leave is because of his ego, which I do not think he has on that magnitude.
a little bit of an ego. I think
A
he has actually
little, a little bit
but
of
I
an
think
ego
he's-
doesn't get him out of Golden State, though.
He's not an arrogant dude. He likes where he's at. So
I honestly think Clay likes being in the cut. I think he does.
Yeah, he likes being the guy that nobody's like.
Clay
I
moves.
think that he does this strategically as a light skinned man.
Here we go.
Coming from another light skinned man.
I'm speaking.
You're a light skinned correspondent. Let's
I'm
go.
speaking on behalf of the light skins.
Light skin community everywhere.
Talk
About
it.
this light skinned man.
Talk about it.
This man is not happy in the shadows of Golden State. Y'all don't know what he does in his private life.
That's why I think he wants to be in the show.
Yeah.
He got a lot going on, and
attention.
he
Let me tell you
just don't get
something.
the
Let me tell you
attention
something.
about it.
Let me tell you something.
He got a
If
lot
he
going
becomes
on.
a 1A, his personal life becomes more in the light, and I don't think he wants that. I don't think he wants that at all.
But I think he wants to be the man.
Plus, when he tours to his shoes in China, like, I don't think he wants those videos to become more viral than they have been, because his world tours are trash.
It's fun. No, I think it's golden. I think he does it because he knows that people are watching and he's down with that because he's getting more. He's probably more famous in China than Stephen Curry.
Oh,
is.
absolutely. They probably think he's the best player in the
You
NBA.
know what I'm saying? Like he's gonna rock. He's gonna do that again this summer. I love his summer antics, yo. They're gold. I'm
I'm
watching.
telling you, that's why he's gonna leave Golden State.
I'm telling you.
Where's he going? Where's he going then?
Yeah, where would he go? He's
He
a
gotta go.
California
He
guy.
gotta go with somebody. He gotta go to probably like
Because the only team that makes sense to me,
the Clippers,
Yeah. See, the Clippers or the Lakers.
Same his answer.
yeah,
maybe the I don't know how he would feel with
let
LeBron.
me tell
though.
you
Yeah,
something.
I don't know personality wise.
If you're giving me that being the reason why he leaves Golden State, the last place where I want to go is the Lakers. Because you are going to get no spotlight. You will get all blame and no shine. All blame and no shine. That's what comes with playing with LeBron James is. The only person there's only two players that's ever got any inklings of shine, and it was rare. And that was Dwayne Wade and it was Kyrie Irving. And the only reason why Kyrie Irving got it is because he won him that championship. Dwayne Wade got it because he already had a championship.
Yeah, I don't want to hear anybody saying that LeBron, Kyrie didn't win. LeBron, he helped
Didn't
him.
win it?
Play.
Kyrie won that championship.
You know what I'm saying? And that's
he
why I
hit
think,
that shot
I
over
think
Steph
that's
Curry.
why
Okay, he
Kyrie
hit that
won.
shot, but LeBron still averages triple double.
Yeah, I'm not taking anything from LeBron, but this is why some people are saying they think that's why Kyrie was a little when he won the title, he didn't look happy. He didn't look happy because he wasn't really getting the I just hit the biggest game. It's he blocked the shot. That's good, but I literally pulled up on Stephen Curry on the wing and knocked it down.
Stephen Curry's
with
a
a
defender.
fade.
There was that thing I sent you where it said after they won the championship, Kyrie wasn't happy. He wasn't.
He wasn't.
celebrating.
Yeah,
He was pissed.
He was mad.
He was pissed. You just won an NBA championship and you were pissed.
How you mad?
That goes into the ego of Kyrie Irving.
Did you see the block? LeBron was literally at half court.
Listen, the block was nice.
The block was great. But that's what I'm saying.
But is LeBron
when you're
James-
playing with
Big game,
LeBron,
though.
when you're playing with LeBron James, it is always going to be about him.
It's the LeBron James. show.
He should have
It's
honestly.
like the Michael Jordan show.
You know, it's also I think he didn't. I think LeBron didn't big up on Kyrie. He didn't say
He's not going to.
But I'm
It's
saying
not
when
in
they won
his DNA.
when
It's
he did,
Cleveland's first championship.
yeah. But I'm saying when he was on stage, the only real reason why y'all were up was because this guy hit the game-winning shot. You should be like, hey, man, this all wouldn't be here if it wasn't for this guy hitting this shot or something of that nation, because you don't want to bring down the other players. But either way, this guy right here, and he kind of took it like I brought the city a title.
I did this for you.
I did this for you, Cleveland.
Yeah.
We did this for you, not I. Come on, man.
So I can't agree with you. Kyrie can't, or Clay can't go to LA because.
Well, he can, but
He can, because that still leaves him out of the
his
spotlight.
his dad wants him to go because dad.
Well,
did
but
play
you're
for
saying that he
Lakers.
wants to leave Golden State because he wants to be in the spotlight.
I'm saying that the
He'll be more
LA
in the
spotlight
spotlight.
will be big
Yeah.
enough, but not too big. For
I see
him.
what you're saying.
If he goes to LA, it'll be a little bit bigger of a spotlight, but not to the big extent of all these stars.
It's like Lance Stevenson. Yo, he went over there, and I just saw that dude in a Shazam commercial.
He's a YouTube sensation.
You know what I'm saying? I'm saying, yeah, you get publicity
He
when
got
you
all
go to
kinda
the
memes.
Lakers. Anybody that goes to the
That
Lakers,
arrogant
they're gonna
guy,
get
though.
publicity.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can see. Like I said, I can see the reason why Clay would go to the Lakers solely because of his dad. His dad wants him to go, and he showed them up in the regular season when they played the Lakers.
Oh, he
Balled out of control.
Balled out.
Just to either
Look,
tease
now
them or
here's the
say,
thing.
y'all
Here's the
had a
thing about
statement.
that
Yeah.
particular game. Everybody had hammed it up so much. I think that he was just like, might as well.
He really showed up on that.
Yeah, might as well ball out. They want me to.
I'll be right here next year.
All right, one more.
Two more.
All right, Chris Middleton is going to be a free agent.
I'm not talking Chris Middleton.
Damn.
I'm just saying, it's just he's an all-star.
Yeah, I think he's saying Jimmy.
Hold up.
There's only two more players
He's
I care
always
about.
a
What
big ass question mark all the time.
I don't know. You can't even. Figure that out.
You gotta get close to the mic.
You can't even figure that out.
All
That's
right.
gonna be whatever happens.
Well,
Depends on his mood for the day.
Really.
That really is what's gonna be.
Tobias
Like
Harris
if he's
is a
like,
free
all
agent,
right,
too.
cool. Philly seems like a fun place to play with Embiid.
I don't think he likes it there.
He doesn't like it anywhere.
So where is he gonna go?
Texas.
Back to Tomball, Texas. Where
Texas.
Listen, this is my pick. Look,
To the Spurs.
This
He
is-
could
no,
go. He
this
could
is-
go to Dallas.
this is where he's going. He's going to Miami.
He's not going to hell. Could you imagine
Jimmy
Jimmy
Butler?
Butler in Miami?
Yes.
He would never play
This
basketball.
is my reasons though.
Dwayne Wade.
Dwayne Wade is a big friend of his. They played together. He went to Marquette just like him. And at the Dwayne Wade's party, who's sitting right next to Dwayne Wade? Jimmy Butler.
But D Wade's gonna be going, man.
So
D-Wade's
that's fine.
retired.
That's fine, but he's going.
If
He
D-Wade
gets
was
his
there,
own
I
team.
would feel stronger about it.
I think he's going because one, the Heat has a good, decent team. They almost made it to the playoffs, and Spoelstra's a good coach. You got Pat Riley there. You can't go wrong with Pat Riley.
Jimmy and Pop show.
I can't see him go to Spurs. Like, I don't know. That's a
Because
little
I don't
risky.
see him mixing well. You got DeRozan there,
Yeah,
LaMarcus.
like I can see him getting pissed off at those guys.
They don't work as hard as
I
him.
feel like
don't work
DeMarcus works. And
No, DeMarcus is a worker. I ain't got a problem with DeMarcus.
I can see talking about Jimmy going back to Texas. Could you stop eating the popcorn, please? We're talking about Jimmy going back to Texas. I can see Jimmy playing with because I can hear it. I can see Jimmy going to Dallas.
No, hell no.
I can see Jimmy going to Dallas.
Where does he
because
fit?
Don't bring that curse over to my Dallas team. Listen,
Where does he
Luka
fit?
Build that team.
He doesn't.
He doesn't fit. Yeah,
in all honesty, where does Jimmy fit?
he can go to Houston.
Oh God, no,
Oh my!
no.
You're asking for a drama show.
That's where
Jimmy
he's
will
from.
fight James Harden.
He's from Houston.
Jimmy will fight James Harden.
I don't know.
And I will be for it.
How can he fight him when he's like James Harden would cross him up and knock a shot right in his face? What does he got against James Harden that he'll fight him?
Shots.
So he's not even supposed to be shooting. You already know.
You can tell Jimmy's not supposed to be shooting, but
Jimmy-
Jimmy wants to shoot.
Jimmy literally came to the Sixers knowing that he wasn't going to get the
The
ball,
reason
and
why
he
they
fit.
say Jimmy buckets, he wants to shoot.
Jimmy
wants it.
buckets.
That's why I said if you get him started in this playoffs, I can see that kind of being bad for the Sixers because he's going to take too
The
many
thing with
shots.
Jimmy is Jimmy always shows up to a place and says, "I know I'm the so and so option, and my job is to play defense and be the energy guy." And then a month goes by and he says, "I want a bigger role on this team.
Listen,
He says, "I want to take over."
he's going to.
This should be my team. I'm the best player here."
He's honestly to me declining more than he's rising. Like
He peaked at the end of Chicago. Honestly,
I know.
Yeah, he
no
did.
go to.
No, I think he
At the
peaked
end
the last year of the Timberwolves. That's why I think
he peaked before he got injured last season. That's when he peaked.
probably.
Yeah.
But I think he's next year. It's either you be an all-star or you're just a regular guy now. Like not a regular guy, but you are a good player. You're
I am going to sound like
All-star.
such a homer when I say this.
like Simpsons.
Like Homer, yeah. I'm going to sound like such a homer when I say this, but I want to explain myself and everything. I can hear all that.
hear what?
I can see Jimmy going back to Chicago.
I don't want him here. Listen,
No, Chicago does not
Listen to
want
me.
him here.
Listen to me. Listen to
Hell
me.
nah.
You lost your mind if you think there's Bull fans that don't want Jimmy Butler back. on this
Who
team.
wants him here?
Crazy Bulls fans. There's this guy called C Red Fred. I can show you his Twitter. Crazy. Anyway,
What's he been drinking?
Something
I don't
red.
want Jimmy back. I
not as
love
strong
the
as y'all
Bulls.
two.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Anyway, so
My cup's empty.
Jimmy wants to be loved by the fans, and Jimmy wants a big role on the team. Chicago can give him both of that. Both of
Do
those.
you think that really the
They
Bulls
already-
want to give
they
him that
already gave
again?
that to
You're
him,
right.
though.
They gave it to. They traded him.
Let me tell you something about Garpax. Garpax traded him because they had no choice. Because Jimmy said it was either me or Fred. And guess who ain't there no more?
I mean,
Half of them ain't
but
there.
you say it was me or Fred, but they traded Jimmy.
And they fired Fred.
So it's like I don't need neither one of you two. Basically,
No. Well, no. They traded Jimmy and they thought it was going to work with Fred, and then they said this ain't working with Fred. We got to fire him.
Go ahead, though.
So Jimmy's going to get the spotlight in Chicago, and the fans love him. At least initially, he will get that love, and he'll be the primary player on that team. I'm not saying that it's a good idea. I'm not at all saying it's a good idea, but it's going to make sense to Jimmy Butler. The front office guard hacks, they have to do something to get the fans off of their back, because right now, for the last 2 years, we've been calling for their jobs. So why not bring in fan favorites? Why not bring in fan favorites like Jimmy Butler and Derrick Rose?
But that's the problem. That's my problem with them. They bring in guys to say
it's fan service.
It's fan service. We don't need.
That's why I see it happening.
Yeah,
I'm in no way, shape, or form am I saying this is the best thing for either Jimmy or the Bulls. I'm saying I can see it happening because I understand how both of their minds work.
I can't. The only reason I wouldn't want it to happen, I can't see it happening, is because it seems like they're sticking with their young squad, and the only person that can really help, is another veteran, like a veteran to like push them. Jimmy ain't that guy to push them. Like, I don't think Jimmy, because Jimmy will want the ball, he want to be the spotlight. Zach LaVine is your spotlight guy right now. Laurie Marketing and whoever this draft pick is about to be. Hopefully we get in the top 3. I'm hoping for at least the top 3.
We gotta get top 3.
Literally,
we won't because
I don't know.
So what do you guys got? Where you guys got Jimmy going?
I got Jimmy going to Miami.
You got Jimmy going to Miami. I say back to Chicago. Brian,
I think you stay in Philly.
San Antonio.
San Antonio. All right.
Antonio, I still don't get that.
So before we get to
that's like way out of there, but
I don't think Pops will stand Jimmy personally.
Pops will put him in his place.
I think Pops won't even take playing good ball.
Pops won't even take the time.
That would make Pops would make him his one guy, like his main guy.
Jimmy would be the player to retire Pops.
Yeah.
Jimmy would definitely be the player to retire Pops.
Hey, listen, Jimmy Butler would be Darren Williams. Will be Darren Williams to Jerry Sloan. Like, I can't do this, yo.
So is there any other?
He's the last one. That's what we didn't talk about. But I mean, we
did talk about Kawhi because I said that Drake was gonna make him stay.
I mean, that was earlier, bro. As I was going down the list and everything.
Oh yeah, no, we had that conversation with Kawhi already,
but that's
so I wouldn't worry about that. But no, there was one.
There, LA.
The one was the one was KD.
Oh, okay then.
So KD, I don't understand him. I don't understand him at all. It doesn't really make sense.
That snake will decide what he wants to do.
And where he wants to slither at next.
So he's the best player left in the playoffs. And he's been playing like that since he said, "Don't you know who I am? I'm Kevin Durant." Mm-hmm. But where is he going to play basketball next season?
He is going to go to the Lakers.
Where he can get disrespected even that much more.
I mean, why not? I mean, you can't go anywhere else to get,
I think he's to the point where he doesn't care.
Listen, straight up, I don't think
I wouldn't care either.
Nah, I'm just messing with you. I think, honestly, I think he's going to go to the East. I just don't know where. I don't know where. I think he's going to the East, though.
Okay.
It's easy as hell over there.
Brian, what you got for me?
If I was him, I would stay in Golden State just because that's what you do. But I could see, just because it's Kevin Durant, to go to LA with LeBron.
What are y'all drinking?
What you're drinking?
What you're sipping on?
He is not going to LA.
I don't think he wants to play with LeBron.
No way.
I don't think he wants to, because he knows what comes with playing with LeBron.
No way. Y'all really think he's going to the Lakers?
I wouldn't be surprised if he goes
show?
somewhere in LA, either the Clippers or Lakers, one of those two. But I think he's going to the East, somewhere in the East.
Where you got him?
I could see the Clippers more than Lakers, but I'm saying LeBron is a possibility with him.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, let's not rule out. Like, people literally say, they don't want to play with LeBron. There's a notion like that, but like, we really don't know what these guys are talking about. For all we know, they do want to play with him. Some of them are friends with him, so I wouldn't rule out anything.
Then why aren't they playing with him?
Well, I mean, he just went to the Lakers. I mean, the only person that really backed off was Paul George.
Yeah.
And the only person, like, do you really want to go to Cleveland? It's just, like, who really wants to go to Cleveland? Yeah. Like, I'll never hear nobody say, hey, I'm going on vacation to Cleveland.
Wait. 3 of the people in this room have been to Cleveland, right? No?
You never been to Cleveland?
Josh, I thought you went to Cleveland.
I thought you've been to the other.
Oh, you've been to other places in Ohio.
I will be there soon.
Don't.
I'm
telling you right now,
I'm
don't.
going to a Browns
See
game.
that bag over there that's got garbage in it?
That's where
just
Cleveland's
like
at.
I want to go to Cincinnati, though.
No, that bag is better than the city of Cleveland.
I'll go to Cincinnati.
Yeah, I've never been to Cincinnati.
That's where I want to go. I want to go to Cincinnati.
I heard Cincinnati's popping.
But Cleveland's not.
Great place
Don't
for
go
you.
to Cleveland.
Yeah, don't
I'm
go.
going to just go to Cleveland for the game.
Listen, this is what happened when me and Zach went to Cleveland. We went to a gas station, and I went inside there. We was trying to get into some stuff. We were trying to get into some trouble, whatever. I go inside there. I asked a lady, a black a young girl. I was like, yo, what's up? What's going on? What is it to do out here? She said, where you from? I said, I'm from Chicago. She said, go back. Like, bro.
Now, I'm glad you pointed out that she was a black lady because that would have came off way different from anyone else.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I had to like. I mean, she
Go
was
back.
Go back. I was like, what? She said, yeah, there's really not much out here. I'm like, damn. So I come back to the car and tell Zach. He said, well, damn. I'm like, and we couldn't do anything. We didn't find nothing to do.
We found a dive bar. Everybody was staring at us like, why are you here? And
Right.
It was like, all right, let's go.
Like,
Damn.
listen, so I could see people going to play with him with the Lakers. It's the Lakers. Anybody wants to be a Laker. Like, there's a lot
Franchise
of people.
history and all that.
Yeah.
It weighs in.
It does. Yeah, it helps. You know what I'm saying? So the only thing is pressure. You're going to have hella pressure.
So I have to say something controversial. I have to put out a wild idea because y'all are saying shit that makes sense and I don't like it. I can see a scenario where Kevin Durant goes back to Oklahoma City, where he goes and saves the day, pisses off Russell Westbrook.
That must be some good whiskey y'all drinking.
No, legitimately, hear me out. It's the LeBron James story
Okay.
told by Kevin Durant. He left Oklahoma City high and dry. He went and he won his championships, and now he goes back to Oklahoma City. He's a completely different player than he was when he left. Him, Paul George, Russell Westbrook, they get it done.
You can't compare that two stories because LeBron's from Cleveland. That's why he went back.
That is why he went
He
back.
has no. I think KD is done with OKC. He might go there for his like last 2 years of his career and then say, all right.
I think that he's got his brand built enough to where he can play wherever he wants to and it not matter.
Yeah, no, it does. Right. You're
So
right.
I think if he goes, I think him and Russ have
Paul George.
I think I'm talking him and Russ specifically. I think they've buried the animosity as far as like all that, you know, when he did leave, and I think that they're actually cool now. And I think that KD has often thought about what it would be like to win in that city because he became a man there.
The energy there.
Yeah, he became a man there.
Yeah,
the
listen,
fans,
they will open like anybody will open up their arms to
the
KD.
fans in Oklahoma City,
Deserve better.
fans in a small market, they love you different. And I don't think he's felt that same love in Golden State simply because
Of course not.
they already won a championship before he got there. And it's like, hey, welcome. You're cool, but you're not. He's not even
it's
the face
LA.
of that team.
It's LA too.
Yeah.
You're thinking about California, man. It's a whole different breed.
Well, he's
but
You didn't come off
he's
of the
in
draft.
California already. Yeah,
You know, all these guys that's on that team came off from the draft.
right. I mean, besides you and Boogie Cousins, which Boogie Cousins, no one even cares about Boogie
Right.
Cousins.
We
on that
understood
team.
why you came.
He's the best player on the team, but he's not the face of the team. That's Steph Curry's team. That's Steph Curry's team until he retires.
always.
Yeah, KD wants. Yeah, it might be the love. He might have thought that he was gonna get some crazy love from the fans, and he didn't get it.
I don't think he got the feeling from winning a championship that he thought he would.
Yeah, it's just like Kyrie Irving. They said when he won his title, he even said himself. He said that it just, you know, he didn't think that the feeling that he got wasn't the feeling that he was hoping to get. So it just shows that
So
much.
I see him going back to the small market where he was beloved. They will gladly take him back, and if he's able to win a championship there, because he's a lot better player now than he was when he left. I think if he wins a championship there, that'll fulfill him.
Do they? No, you know what? He can't go to. Well, the only way he's going to go to OKC is if they get rid of either Westbrook, Paul George, or Adams, because they talked about the money that they had tied up in. They had no room for him. Zero. Unless KD's going to take the biggest, lowest contract in the world.
You
already
can move
know.
stuff around.
No, but like you literally have to either move those.
I'm
three
saying,
guys.
but you can move stuff around, and Steven Adams has in the last year has been on the downside.
They will
Has
move
he?
him before the other two. And can you imagine KD and Paul George defending wise?
That's a lot of length. Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
It's a lot of steals, a lot of blocks.
And they were already the fourth best defensive team.
They
last
still
season.
they're still missing their main defender. I can't remember. Yeah,
Roberson.
Yeah, like he was still out.
So that's my wild take. So remember, you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen, on Smacktalk Airwaves.
I'm gonna say he's going to Seattle. Since we're throwing out wild guesses,
You know what I'm saying?
Well, watch,
You know,
watch the rain.
I think he's gonna join Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yo,
Hey man, I don't get respect for my
real
wild
quick.
takes, but whatever.
Portland, Denver's 42-31 Portland in the second quarter, 5 minutes.
All right.
D-Lo's
I think I think everybody here picked Portland to win that series, didn't we?
No, somebody picked the Nuggets. I swear it was one of y'all.
I picked Portland.
I
Game
picked
time.
I picked Portland too.
I said
Did you pick
I said
Josh? You
Portland
picked Portland
6.
too, or you picked the Nuggets?
I thought I said Portland in Game 7.
Yeah.
We
he's
all
right.
said.
All right, we
I
all
said Portland game
yeah.
7 too. Yeah. We all
All
said
of us
Portland.
picked Portland.
Oh, no.
No, you did pick.
I said Denver in 7.
No. You said You said Portland 7 games. I agree with you because I switched up and I was
Yeah.
Yeah, that's on tape. So, NFL draft. That's what it was. That's what I had to get to, and that's what I'm not prepared for at all. Jesus Christ! All right, I need some segue help. So can we
What?
get some segue help?
The Giants suck.
Go ahead, break that down.
I don't even know what to break down.
So
So we have Johnny Manziel here sitting with us. Johnny,
Hey, chill.
Tell us how you feel, Johnny.
can you tell us what's been going on? You know,
Back in the NFL, damn it.
I'm
do
back
you
now.
really want to
They
be
can't
there?
give me- Hey, who was it? What league was it that got shut down?
The AFL.
The AFL.
Dude, that was so sad.
Hey, Johnny Manziel was looking out for his people. He said he told them get out now because they're not going to give you no checks. He left. He got suspended. They kicked him out before he even had gotten to that stuff with them.
All right, so we're gonna start at the top of the NFL draft. I got the picks here. So, number 1 overall, Kyler Murphy. They almost immediately traded Josh Rosen.
They did. They
Murray.
What did I say?
Murphy.
I said Murphy. I said all right.
what you
Kyler
call it?
Murphy.
He did.
Murray.
But
Now
they
I
did
said
trade
it.
him though.
Now I said it.
They
Yeah,
traded
Kyler Murray.
They traded Rosen to
Miami.
Miami, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a trade. You go from Arizona to Miami.
You know what's messed up?
Not a
Living
bad
your
life.
You still living good shit.
Cannot do shit.
You know
Be
what's
trash.
You know what's funny to me about Kyler? He is probably they said like I think he's underrated. I think they look at him as an underrated player probably.
Number 1 overall. You
but
can't
this is
be
what
underrated.
I'm saying. Like people are down because he's 5'10". He's like he's a
Drew
small
Brees.
guy. Yeah, like but Drew Brees is actually a little like
Russell Wilson.
But they're
Drew
like
Brees is 5'9" or 5'10".
I thought he was like 6 or 6'1".
Nope.
They like the NBA. They give you some inches.
Let's see. But
I guarantee Drew Brees is 5'10".
Even if you like, I'm saying like with NBA players, they give them an extra inch. NFL does the same thing. So even if you Google it, it's not going to be accurate.
so him being 6 on Google, it's not.
That's what
accurate.
I'm saying. They give them an extra foot. They give them an extra inch. I mean,
They said
so
Russell Wilson is 5'11".
that's
Ugh.
honestly that's a better comparison to me because they're similar as far as mobile quarterbacks that are accurate. That's where I compare him to. But the difference is what makes Russell Wilson special, and I struggle to say his name all the time. Pray that I can get through
What you
this.
thinking about Russell Westbrook?
Yes, it's what screws me up. What makes Russell Wilson so special is the fact that he hasn't had an offensive line for years, and yet he's still able to be effective. Can Kyler Murray do that same thing? If he can,
I don't know what he's
Are you-
doing.
I think it's Justin.
You all right?
this is.
I'm fine.
This is
I got tired of sitting up in the seat. I needed like a back in the back in this.
Oh, he wants to chill like Joe Budden.
yeah, no, we got to sit up and talk into the mics. If he can be that effective, because the Cardinals do not have a whole lot of weapons and talent to work around.
He's got to literally make that team better by himself.
He's got to, he's going to have to make it better by himself, and it's going to start with a really poor offensive line. So he's going to be running for his life, and he doesn't have really good receivers minus Larry Fitzgerald, who's past his prime.
I can't believe he's coming back again.
The check is nice.
Yeah.
The check is nice, and they love him in Arizona. So I wish him nothing but the best, but he's in a really bad situation.
Hey, real quick, forget Nick Bosa. I heard he had deleted some tweets and stuff, man. I saw some stuff. I'm not with that dude no more. I thought he was like his brother. I don't know if his brother feels the same way, but I used to thought those two bad, dudes, but they could bury themselves for all I care.
I find it very ironic that he was drafted by the Niners as far as that goes. That's as far as I'm going to go as far as Nick Bosa is concerned. Yeah, going on to the next one. Actually, we're going to get right to it. The New York Giants. The New York Giants, and I don't actually. I particularly like trashing New York teams on this podcast. The New York Giants are in a transition where they just traded their best player away, and Odell Beckham. They drafted a running back last year, which would make you lead you to believe that
Best
they
running
thought
back in 2 years.
true.
I would say like in a year.
Probably more than 2 years, but them drafting a running back in the first round would lead you to believe that they truly thought that they had a team that they could contend with, because that's the only reason why you draft a running back that high when you have that many other needs on your team. So you trade your best wide receiver and probably top three in the league, and you draft a quarterback. Now, the Giants had 2 first round draft picks, 3 actually. They had 3 first round draft picks. I take it back. No, it was just 2. You have 2 first round draft picks, and they drafted Daniel Jones out of Duke.
He could not look like more of a Duke
Like-
player in general. Let me tell you.
I agree wholeheartedly.
That was like Grayson Allen's twin brother that just got drafted. Both trash.
It's messed up too, man. I think it's I honestly I don't like to get.
Why not Haskins? That's all I gotta say.
It just
I hate
it
Ohio
just doesn't make. I honestly feel like they got something against black quarterbacks, in my opinion. Like, why would you not take Dwayne Hopkins? Why?
You compare their resumes, and it's not even close.
It's not. Like what? Like listen. And
Like I just said Haskins, and I don't even like Ohio State.
This is the dumbest thing too. If you're not even going to take Dwayne Hoskins, go for an offensive line. Like you could talk Josh
to protect your quarterback.
to protect your quarterbacks, and you waste literally a high
Open up
pick
the
on
lane for
Daniel.
Barkley.
I mean, they should have. Who they really should have drafted? They should have drafted Josh Allen at defensive end. That's who they should have
They
drafted.
should have drafted anybody besides Daniel Jones.
And this is where. This honestly, this is
could've
where.
gone
Typical
the
New
city.
York move.
It just doesn't make sense.
This
He
is
was
where it
not
gets,
going nowhere.
This is where it gets weird for me, because
He was actually at the draft.
you can't tell me Daniel Jones wasn't going to be there at 17 when they had their next pick.
Exactly.
You can't tell me he wasn't going to be
Who
there.
was gonna draft him?
Nobody.
And that's why I said him even being at the place to me is like
Between where they drafted Daniel Jones and until they got the 17th pick, there was only one other quarterback drafted, and guess who it was? Dwayne Haskins. That was the only other quarterback drafted.
and all the teams that passed up on it made sense.
Rival.
A division rival drafted who you probably should have picked, and he hasn't said it, but he's going to torch you.
Well, he said. I mean, he kind of said. He said the league messed up. Really pointing.
He
out
was trying to say the Giants
messed up, but
Yeah.
he was just like, yeah, whatever. I hope he does destroy them. I hope he pans out to be the quarterback that I think everybody looks at him to be, and hopefully he becomes that guy.
So, do you take anything into the fact that Daniel Jones?
No, to Mannings, yes.
He went to the Mannings camp.
So I mean, it makes sense. Like, why would you not? What happened?
I don't know. Zach's looking at me.
I can hear everything in the headphones.
No, you can't.
You got. It literally, that's the only reason why Daniel Jones got drafted. Eli Manning wants to train him. He didn't want to train Dwayne.
No,
Hopkins.
he's the only one that Eli's comfortable. Is like, yeah, I can work with the kid.
Stupid.
And I don't know why
Teach him
you're
ugly faces to make when he throws a pick.
and how to panic when the offensive line doesn't hold up.
Or maybe teach him how to win a Super Bowl. I don't know, but either
Until he
way,
plays
That
Brady.
Eli is gone.
it's just
The Eli I see runs 15 yards back as soon as he hikes.
Let's
the
just
ball.
be real. His defense helped him get into those playoffs. Some of them. I
I mean,
like,
he had great defensive
Yeah.
teams and great running games when he won those Super Bowls.
but you gotta give him props when he got in Super
He
Bowl.
complemented those teams really well, but he's not I'm going to lead this team to a championship.
Yeah.
He's if all the other pieces are really good, I can get it done. But if I'm the best thing that this team's got going, Eli Manning is not the guy that you want on your team. And I don't think Daniel Jones is going to be on that team in the next 4 years.
Yeah.
I'm calling that right
What's
now.
his number one receiver right now? Sterling Shepard.
And let me tell you from fantasy football, that is alarming.
He was like 80th, but all right.
What about real quick?
I didn't draft him very high.
Who about Oakland?
Drafted him?
We have like 24 rounds in my draft. Yes, I drafted him.
Fuck.
What about the Raiders taking
Taking a decent defensive lineman.
Yeah, what's his name? I can't even say his name. Clean Farrell.
Clelin Ferrell. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Oakland Raiders drafted a defensive lineman to fix their defensive line
lineman.
issues that they had because they traded away their defensive lineman.
Yeah, y'all ain't mad. Y'all
I
Bears
wonder what
fans ain't
team he
mad.
ended up on. Just
Huh?
curious. I wonder what team he ended up on.
You know what team we haven't said in a while on this podcast? The Chicago Bears.
Oh, that team.
That team.
Yeah.
Monsters of the Midway.
Don't
But
have
hey,
Winners of the North.
what round did y'all have? Because y'all traded all y'all picks, didn't
We
you?
had a third round pick.
Third round pick. Yeah.
And just like I said,
See what
what
y'all
they
got.
were going to do with their third round pick, they
They did.
drafted a running back.
Did it really?
Exactly like I said they
Yep.
were.
all I gotta say is
David Montgomery.
since we got on the topic of the Bears,
Stop it.
Cody Parkey, I still hate you.
He said, "What happened?
I still hate you.
What happened?"
Cody Parkey.
Cody Parkey.
Oh.
So
Hey, you started also
Wait, did you hear about Gold?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say.
Robbie Gould is
Requested
trapped. He is trapped.
He said, "I want to be traded." They
He
said
said they want to come back home.
he can't because
Now.
but he can't because now y'all signed that. What's his name? He blew it. What's the dude?
Well, no. They actually have 4 kickers on the roster.
Yeah.
The Bears do, and they said it's gonna be
Guess
it's
what?
gonna be a competition.
Y'all
Whoever
gonna
could
keep
kick the most
Cut
in the
whoever for Robbie Gould. Let me tell
Parky's
you.
gone though, right? He's not.
Parker's
Yeah,
already
he's
been
gone.
cut.
Parker's gone.
Parker's been cut.
But he's still getting
Robbie
that check,
Gould.
though.
Robbie Gould went to the 49ers and said, "I want out of here."
Wait,
Because
Let
if
me
we had
go.
Robbie Gold, we know that championship or that playoff series would have went a whole lot.
Oh yeah. That game was ours.
But I mean, the whole reason y'all got rid of him was because he was on decline, wasn't it?
Well, he was
Supposedly.
having a bad. He
What?
he had
He
he was
had a down
having a
year.
bad year, and he needed to change the
He
scenery.
missed 2 big kicks.
Yeah.
He missed like 5 altogether, but it's a declining year. Parkey hit
5.
the field goal post like 7 times.
I don't know.
It's easy to say that in hindsight, but as a front office, you want to get rid of a player before it's too late, while there's still value there. And I know they cut him, but you want to get rid of him before it costs you anything. So I don't blame them for cutting him when he did. He needed to change the scenery so he could get back right. But now is the time to get back together. Unfortunately, he's been franchise tagged, and who the hell franchise tagged a kicker?
That's bogus.
They
That's
balls
bogus. They did it to keep him there.
The Raiders with Janikowski for a
Hey,
while.
so they franchise
understanding.
tagged him,
Like,
and basically Robbie
He's
Gould
a
said,
kicker. He's a
But
good
Greg
kicker.
the leg now in the
Yeah.
Rams.
"Yeah."
Oh yeah.
So
fuck that.
I mean, so he's gonna make a lot of money, but he
Yeah.
doesn't want to be there. He doesn't even care about the money. He
'Cause he
literally,
knows
well, it's his family. His
Yeah.
family is still in Chicago, and he wants to be as close to his family as
Oh,
possible.
are they really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
So he's like, I don't want to.
Did he go to San Francisco right away after the Bears?
No, he went play for the Giants.
Really?
Yeah, he went to the Giants. He played.
Giants.
He finished the
Was it
season out with the Giants, and then he went to San Francisco.
So you only played a little bit there, and then
Yeah.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
because it
So
was the Giants.
he wants out. They will not let him out.
Nah.
He's basically said, I'm not going. He's like, I told my agent to stop all contract negotiations because I'm not signing here. I want to leave.
It's because he put up like 20 points in fantasy twice. Robbie Gould was killing there,
Oh, yeah.
winning
Yeah,
them games
yeah.
strictly off of him making 5 field goals.
Yeah, because Jimmy Graham got hurt.
How about
Or Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm
what
sorry.
about Brown's cousin? What's his name? Baltimore. Drafted
Oh
him.
yeah. The Baltimore Ravens drafted wide receiver that is related to Antonio Brown. I am staying away from anything that has anything
Anything
to do with
related to
Antonio
AB.
Brown.
This
Stay
kid.
away.
This kid, I saw his resume, how he came up. He fought to get where he's at.
Happy for him.
Like, but I'm just
You're
saying,
still
like,
related to
it
AB.
might be his cousin, but it's like, who knows if he's any slightly the kind of character that Brown is.
The thing is that Antonio Brown wasn't that kind of character when he came into the league.
He wasn't, but the Jimmy Butler effect. You get paid. You worked
you
hard.
know what's really ironic?
Everybody-
Those two are really good friends.
You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah. So it just shows that
Ironic.
guys that work hard, they're gonna feel some type of way. They want people to ball out of control with them. They want them to fucking take responsibility of what you do on the off season. Even though Brown is horrible at it, throwing chairs off the freaking balcony. Boy, I swear to God, these dudes getting hit in the head more times than they need to.
I wish, because it's what, Marquise Brown? that his
I can't
name?
remember. I can't
It's,
find. I can't remember what round he went.
I got it right. It was in the first round.
Was it?
It's Marquise Brown.
Okay.
I wish him nothing but the best. I hope that he is not the diva that his cousin is, because since the season for the Pittsburgh Steelers has ended, Antonio Brown has been in the news a lot for the wrong reasons.
Why did he call Juju like that and say stuff?
Yeah. See,
and honestly,
I didn't like that. I didn't
not
like
only
that at all.
the thing with Juju,
For real.
Antonio looked worse. He looked way worse
He
than
did.
Juju did. Because it made Juju come out looking humble. It made Juju look
Because
humble.
what Juju said, that he said, I had gave you nothing but respect.
Exactly.
You know, and then Brown posted up, showing like DMs about, hey, he was looking to, get help from me when he was in college. Of course he did. This is what he's supposed to do. So it didn't make no sense why he did that. I think he just wanted some attention. He always wants some attention. Brown's attention seeker. That's how it is.
So that's really all I got for the NFL draft. It really wasn't that much exciting.
It really wasn't.
Especially since
The Giants thing was the best thing.
It
Shout
was-
out to
it
Joe
was
Budden's
hilarious.
reaction to that, because that shit was funny.
there was a lot of Giants fan reaction that I saw that they were distraught that Daniel Jones got drafted, and Joe Budden was probably my favorite because I listen to his podcast all the time.
I don't like that shit was funny,
You
Joe.
never know.
That's how I see all the
know.
Giants fans.
Real quick, because I actually haven't touched on this. Joe is not here because he is in Michigan for the foreseeable
Yeah,
future. He is upset that he's not recording the podcast with us.
Yeah. Shout out to you, Joe.
Shout out
Ribbit.
to this episode is dedicated to Joe. How about that?
Gone but not forgotten.
2 hours in. So this episode is definitely dedicated to Joe. We miss you, buddy. Get back here soon. That's all I'm going to say on it.
Yeah.
That's really all I got. You guys got any other sports topics you want to touch on before we close out here? Oh, real quick, actually, because we have not recorded an episode of podcast since this happened. Congratulations to Tiger Woods for winning the Masters.
I was just about to say
I
that.
have to get that out.
I was just about
Shout
to say
out
that.
to you, dog.
Shout out to Tiger Woods. I am happy that finally
Everybody,
happened
yes,
again.
I think everybody was.
Yeah.
Well deserved. It was a
Good
long
for
battle
sports in
back.
general.
Longest
For
drought.
real. Yeah.
Good for
Longest
sports.
drought.
Good for golf.
drought.
Good for Tiger.
Golf.
Win another major. Please.
I would like to see him win another Master
Back to back.
though more.
No, I want to see.
No, I
back
want to
back.
see what majors, but I want him to get that one up on
I might just break that record.
Jackie
Yeah.
Jack Nichols. I want to see him take that.
Well, just win another major. He'll do
Well,
it.
no, I'm talking about but the Masters, like, because they look at the Masters the pinnacle of
Masters,
necessarily.
they're
like
Super Bowl. They're
it's still looked at as the green jacket. People are always striving for that the most, seems like. So if he gets one more, I think he has one more. I think he's tied up with him right now. But if he gets one more, he's got that on him. But yeah, you're right. The majors, if he wins one major, he's got him.
So, shout out to Tiger. There's what else did we miss? We missed a lot of
Cubs
shit.
won 11-0.
Damn, that game ended quickly.
Hey, real quick, what's up with Tim Robinson? Is that his name?
I mean Tim Anderson.
Tim
Don't
Anderson.
disrespect that man.
No. What was up with him saying that he wants to be the Jackie Robinson of baseball or something like that?
Jackie
Look on-
Robinson did play baseball.
No, I know that, but the comparisons of what Jackie Robinson did to what he wants to do, isn't that like
I think it's talking about him like paving the way now because like obviously bat flips and everything are in.
I guess,
But like everyone gave him a lot of garbage for that.
And that's what I didn't
the
want to.
bat spike.
Well, I heard
Whatever.
about that. I saw that, and he got
The first time, and then he got hit the very next at bat.
yeah.
Then he did it again on the walk off, and
Mm-hmm.
he literally said, I think it was yesterday in a report, he's like, bat flip, bat spike, I don't care. I'll take the pitches to the chin because I'm here to have fun.
But it's fine. I just didn't like how he used Jackie Robinson as his peers.
It's a really bad comparison.
That's
but,
what. That's all I had
The
problem
old
with.
the old rules in baseball where if you celebrate, you get hit with a pitch. They're stupid.
Or they a lot like they say, hey, you can do that pretty much.
No, you're not. I mean, it's basically their way of saying, see, if you go out there and have fun, you're going to pay for it.
Right.
That's not. Sports are meant to be fun, and if you want to stop somebody from celebrating,
Then strike
then
them out.
stop them.
Right.
Exactly.
Just like I went to Cam Newton was
But
doing
here's the thing,
celebration.
like, you got hitters, they bat flip, they scream, they do whatever, they pump their fists. Pitchers do the same thing in big situations
They
when
just
they
don't
walk
have to
off
deal
the
with the
mound.
consequences.
Right.
They literally walk off the mound screaming and
Talking that mess, like talking to the catcher, like, yeah, I
they're
got
literally
him. I did
Talking
that.
into the
pointing
mitt.
at the
Yeah.
batters as they're sitting there.
And they can't do nothing about it. Like, what's the batter gonna do? Throw his bat at to swing that?
Prince Fielder would have.
Yo, listen, nobody threw the ball at Prince Fielder unless they were ready for that smoke.
It was never intentionally hit in his entire career.
They was like, hey, my bad, Prince. My bad.
I'm so
It slipped.
sorry.
Look, feel my hand sweating. Like, nah, you couldn't do that to Prince.
Anything else?
That's about
Kentucky Derby this Saturday.
Is it really?
Is it really?
Yeah.
All right.
You know what's funny? I do be
It's
watching.
lit.
Yo,
It's a good ass time. I'm not gonna lie.
The only reason I pay attention to it is because the names and just the races be on some
Yeah.
close stuff, boy. I ain't gonna lie.
A lot of money made.
It's kind of dope.
It's a lot of money made.
If I knew how to bet on stuff, man, I would try to do that, yo.
It ain't that hard.
Just don't get me started.
It ain't that hard.
Just throwing it out there. If there's any bookies that that would like to reach out, once again, my Instagram name is @TheRealCerebral. I will be incredibly discreet.
Yo, at the half, real quick, Trailblazers 50, Nuggets 35.
I'm pretty sure when you mentioned that score earlier, I think it was like 44-33 when I looked. Dame only had 4 points.
Did he really? I didn't even check the score. Who scored
He
the
hasn't
most?
even gotten involved yet.
Look,
He hasn't even gotten involved.
When I-
They're up double digits.
when I was looking at that, I got it right here on my phone. He wasn't in the game. He was sitting on the bench, and they were up by that much. I'm thinking in my head, he must got like 15 already or something. That's why. But damn, I didn't
He
even know
gonna
that.
stay on the bench the rest of the game. Like,
But 35 points and a half.
That's bad.
That is bad. Hey, real quick, shout out to Damian Lillard because I was lit when I love CJ McCollum. That's my dude. But to see Damian Lillard do what he did to the OKC, that was dope.
It was a bad shot.
It was a bad shot.
Not for him.
Not for him. It was no. This is why.
Logo
This is why I
Lillard.
said it was a
Not for
bad
him.
shot.
Logo
The only
Lillard.
bad shot was taking the fade with it, but him taking that shot was not a problem.
That was a great shot.
It was a great
He
shot.
hit an
but
amazing shot.
It was.
He's
it
been
was-
making shots from that range all
For
year.
years.
Yeah, I understand that.
For the last
that-
3 years, he's been making shots
That
from
is
that range.
fine, but he took a fade on it. All his shots when he took from there was straight up, like pulled up.
When your confidence is like that and you have that
Oh,
range,
yeah.
it don't matter.
It don't matter. He had the
Ask Curry.
all-time confidence. Yeah,
Curry does that stuff all the time.
it's funny. He had the most this year too, though. Damian Lillard.
Yeah, he's
it wasn't even
actually
close.
only got 6 at the half.
Yeah.
He's got 6 1-1 and they're up 15.
Yeah. Welcome to
might
the
be it.
playoffs, Nuggets.
All right. So last time, anything else we got?
Are we doing Smacktalk Player of the Week for any reason?
You got one?
No.
Why you asking me that question?
I just want to know if you have one. I don't. You know what? Yeah, actually, I do.
Go for it.
I'm not gonna spoil it. Shout out to Avengers Endgame.
Yo. All right. I'm wrapping up this podcast right now. You gonna get us chewed the fuck out.
Wait, you don't got one?
I do have one.
Who you
but,
got?
Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant, ever since he got called out for his balling against Patrick Beverly, has played at another level. He's averaged 40 points a game since. He said, you know who I am. I'm Kevin Durant.
Josh?
Anybody? Don't even matter. I mean, it's
I got 2.
nice. Maybe you can let me
Subs-
borrow
I'll
one.
substitute for
All
yours.
right, that's fine. you
You
can
go
take
ahead.
that.
You go ahead.
No, go ahead. Come on.
Nah, it's on you if you got to.
D'Lo hit the big shot and dominated that series. Closed out that game with 50 points. Also, Bellinger setting records to start out the baseball
Most
season.
RBIs in the opening month of the baseball season.
And tied the home runs.
Who?
Yeah.
Cody Bellinger. And he's hitting like 420 something.
37 37 RBIs and 16.
14 bombs, 37 RBIs, and he's
Yeah.
hitting like 426.
The Dodgers, right?
Yeah.
The Dodgers. Yeah.
Insane.
Can't stand that.
Can't
But
stand-
I can't
can't
respect.
stand him at all.
Can't stand him. I'm about to say, but respect him. I ain't gonna lie. I do actually have one. Blake Griffin.
And he's only like 21 or 22 years old.
Blake Griffin is my player of the Smack Talk because for somebody to have a knee problem and go out there and wrap it up and try to play and still kind of put up some points, I salute to that dude. Like,
And not complain about it.
Not
That's the biggest
complain
thing. He
one
didn't complain
thing.
about it at
Not
all. He didn't
complain.
use it as an
Everything
he had
excuse.
said
all the reasons
the
to
whole
complain
time.
this year, and he
He did not
just,
make a single excuse.
Nope. Nah, zero.
I'm gonna wrap it up with Tiger.
It was like 3 weeks ago.
And we just get a big
Hey.
thing for the Tiger. But that's what's
I'm
up.
still
game,
riding
like-
that wave.
That's what's up.
All right. So for the meantime, Smack Talk Player of the Week, we're going to have this some form of this weave that we got going on here. Like always, thank you for the support. We appreciate you
it.
guys. I know we've been going for a month, and like I said, I do see the numbers and the
Keep it
analytics and
adding
everything
up.
like
Tell
that.
people about
I was really thinking to myself, damn, like we're still doing numbers and we haven't done an episode in almost a month. So I appreciate you guys and I want to make sure I show love to you guys. Please give us your feedback. Let us know. Everybody want to give their the IGs and Twitters before we get off here, just so people can reach out.
The real DMOB.
That's on both Instagram and Twitter, right?
Yeah, okay. Actually, yeah, I got them on both.
Instagram,
Verify
like I
me.
said, at the real. You wish. On Instagram at the real cerebral, on Twitter ZJordan1990. Hit me up.
Yeah, hit
Brian.
me up on Twitter. Man.
Instagram at Brian Johnny Wilk.
Yeah.
And then Twitter at Brian Wilk 3.
Oh, wow, that's a nice one.
Josh.
And you can
That's
find me
At the time that this video gets posted, what will your Instagram be, Josh?
at the time that this video this podcast to be posted, I will still be the THEE. Shut your mouth. Now I gotta start my tag over. The THEE Shy Simba. And by Shy is CHI.
Simba spelled.
Simba with the Y. SYMBA. And that's both on Instagram and Twitter.
Yes, sir.
Did you get a new? All right, we're not gonna talk about this.
I
online.
do.
All right, so thank you again for watching, for paying.
Thank you for listening to Smack Talk. This is your boy DMOB, Cerebral Josh, and my guy Brian.
Appreciate y'all.
Peace.
Thank you.
No
I appreciate
problem.
that.